we almost see no titties in movies anymore, and we only see dicks. Hey, anyone notice this? Yes, I love titties. Big old titties.
What's up, you big old bitches? We're back with the reoccurring boy, Mr. REKIETA Law. Dude, I know you know. I know you know the kind of week I've had.
It's been great.
It's been great.
It's a fantastic week. You know why? Because I'm sitting here laughing, watching at these fucking neckbeards coming after you like, oh, I'm going to kill him. I'm going to kill that Camelot. He messed with my fucking rabbit. He messed with my rabbit. Oh, my God. I love nothing less than the unmitigated sexual outrage of weird middle-aged men who just incessantly jerk off to 3D animated pixelated characters on
How
YouTube.
could they do this to my wife? Like, they were literally,
she was gonna marry me.
There was people, dude. I was on a message board and I was refreshing the bitch because it was going like lightning speed. And there was like every other post was like, Pippa lied. She's supposed to be a virgin. She's having sex with Camelot, because that's what they assumed, I guess, from the stupid joke tweet that I was just having sex with Pippa. And they could not. They're like, she's a virgin. I'm like, dude, I don't want to disappoint y'all, but like a 20-something-year-old female, probably not a virgin.
Ooh, you very dangerous words. How dare you, sir?
Like, I'm just putting this out there, and they're all like, wait a second, she's 11. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? It's like that dude on the freaking, there was a dude on the post, and they were talking about another streamer that happened to be in the phase like umbrella, and they were trying to decipher how old she was by her mom's age. And they were like, dude, like one guy was like, dude, I think she might be like 12 or 13. And the other guy responds, he's like, that makes me want to just rail her even more, bro. And I'm like, they're not talking about the character. They're talking about the person in real life.
Yeah.
It's awful. These people are terrifying.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of government lists, but there are some. It's like, if you ever have spare vats of acid, that like some people can go in them and they can just stay there for a little bit.
Get in that
while.
Bitch. Get right in that bitch, no lube, right into the vat of acid.
Yeah, because dude, like I mean, I was talking about this last night because, you know, I've seen and interacted with tangentially like the VTuber community. And I mean, I know Hirohei. I don't even know if Hirohei's a he anymore. He got some weird posts sometimes. But little Hirohei is out there like commenting on the VTuber stuff all the time, and it's great. But like, they are next level obsessed. I talked about it fucking like a year ago when they stormed the Playboard charts and broke the fucking mold on live streaming and how much they made. And I was in an argument with Anime Outsiders, who's been on my channel a couple times. And we were talking about it, and he's like, no, it's just because they're like the best entertainers, because the avatars make a level playing field. And so everybody, it's just based on pure entertainment value and pure capitalism. I'm like, nope, not at all, actually, because there's a bunch of guys who have a short circuit from VTuber right to their penis's wallet. Like, their penis is a second wallet, and it's sticky, but they like to shoot it all over like animated characters. It's a class of dudes who are just broken into that for whatever reason. And like, look, it's obviously not everybody who watches VTubers, but it's a disturbingly high contingent of these people who are wildly sexually outraged at any attack on their waifu. And it's like the anthropomorphization of these manga characters, which is like the weird lonely otaku meme or whatever. Yeah. It's like just photocopied right onto guys being able to interact with their waifu in real time, which is maybe even scarier.
Yeah.
It's maybe even scarier. So,
and the argument of them being, you know, the best entertainers, that's silly. Now, look, I will preface this with, Pippa is easily the best that I've seen out of all the ones I've popped into their streams. Pippa's easily the best. You know, talking to her in real life, she's super quick-witted, she's witty, she's fun, she's a very talented person, and I think without any kind of management company, she would be unstoppable. Just fucking unstoppable. But being under phase right now, you know, that's it is what it is. But she's easily super entertaining. But no, they're just because you're behind an avatar don't mean shit. Because half of these people just like have their voice changer on and just kind of are normal streamers, and it's hard for me to watch. It like hurts my head. It gives me a headache.
Like, look, Pippa's hilarious. I've watched a couple segments, but like you, it's a style that it's not my thing, right? And it's not about the avatar or whatever. It's that high energy attitude. There's lots of sound and noise, and I'm old, man. And it's look, I hate to say that it's the genre is an infantilization of the character. And that is kind of what disturbs me about it somewhat with the known sexual aspects of it. And again, I'm not blaming the streamers, by the way. Like,
Yeah.
the streamers get on and do their thing. That's entirely on the audience. Like, sure, there's that one who's really popular, Project Melody, right?
Yeah.
Overt hentai streamer, that's different. And Project Melody's character isn't designed to be young, like a child. But there is a contingent of guys who sexualize the infantilized animated characters. That's on them. Probably girls too. I don't know. That's on them that they do that. But it is like that infantilized sort of aspect promotes this like high energy, really high pitch, lots of activity and distraction and noise. And I can't fucking take it. I got the same effect when I tried to watch I Show Speed. Who's not animated, but he's high energy as fuck. Like, I'm like, how much meth are you eating, dude? Because he's just like, go, bro. Like, he said bro 438 times in 12 seconds. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, this is a language I don't understand. This is the new Micro Machines, dude. Except he's on a live stream playing some Mario game that I've never seen before. It was weird. It's too high energy for me. I'm old. I want golf.
Yeah. And I totally see that aspect. It's just, man, it's weird. And it's almost like this weird, like, family aspect where when I was on the message boards, there was all these people like being referenced by name and their like personalities. For example, one of them told me to kill myself, Lumi. Or no, she didn't say that. She said kill him, which is, I know it's a joke. It was pretty funny when I read it. I was like, oh, look at it. But she got banned from Twitter, obviously. And I didn't report it or anything. I don't give a fuck. But she got banned, obviously. So
yeah.
But dude, like, when you jokingly say kill him to an audience of people that are lit, like, there's a giant portion of them that are completely unhinged.
Yeah.
One of them might kill my ass. Which is hilarious.
I mean, like, I know you're not complaining about it. This is part of the gig, right? Like, you're in public, someone's going to say kill him. They probably don't mean it 99% of the time, but it is like, you do kind of like, it's like, well, I mean, wait a minute. Cause like I've seen some of these guys. I don't trust them to not actually kill me. So like, please just keep that down a little bit, especially if it comes from a VTuber, because like, I think they could, like, mafioso style, order some hits if those guys can peel themselves out of their sticky chairs.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if they can.
The hypocritical nature. It was the only thing I pointed out, because I pointed it out on Twitter. I was like, why is this happening? But I can't do this. So, and that's all I was doing. And people were like, you're whining because you got death threats. And I'm like, nah, bro, I get death threats all the time, dude. No, it's the fact that I made an obvious joke. Like, there's a hot woman in my chair. Let's be honest. You know, VTubers.
Yeah, she's a cutie.
Probably not hot. VTubers probably not hot. So there's a hot lady in my chair that I posted on my Twitter probably 25 times in the last year. And I'm like, definitely not Pippa. Obviously a joke. But when I said, what about this thing that says kill me? Kill Camelot. Make sure you kill Camelot for this. Like, they're saying, oh, well, that's an obvious joke. And I'm like, oh, you see? So you see what I'm saying? Why is mine not obvious, but this one's obvious? And they were like, well, because you're doxing. And I'm like, but it's not Pippa.
I wanted to like raise the flag of revolution. I wanted to find like a random fat ass dude at a park or something, and take a picture and be like, just hanging out with my girl Pippa, right? With like a big emoji on the face, but the belly hanging out below the tank top, like that belly that hangs over their dick. Like, you know what I'm talking? I had a professor like that. It was disturbing because he would sit down in these like short sweat shorts and a shirt that was always too small, and his gut would just hang down. He sat at a table, and so you'd like look at the table, and below it, he was a Native American who was pretty dark, so there'd just be this brown thing coming out from under his blue t-shirt, and I'm like, whoa, God, it's gotta smell.
Ooh. It smells like sweet, rotten, like cheese fruit stuff. It's
how do you know this?
Dude, I worked with a 500-pound guy for years. Again,
oh, that's true.
You could smell him.
Yeah.
And every time I've ever been around a real big person, I smell that hint of that, and I'm like, it's weird how it's always the same smell. It's like 1-to-1. It's like
it's necrotizing flesh is what it is.
Excrete something that we don't.
Yeah,
as non-obese man.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's but I wanted to do that and be like this because the argument against you that they're making, and that I assume like FaZe is pissed off about this because FaZe is fucking weird. I mentioned it before. I'll say it again. FaZe is gay. FaZe is never going to let Pippa on my show anyway. So FaZe is gay and will stay gay forever until they make up for this by letting Pippa on my show. Then I'll say that they're cool again, because they have to show that they're back in touch with like sensibility, but they won't. So I know FaZe has got to be mad about this. And what they're mad about, and these weirdos are mad about, is you breaking the illusion. The suspension of disbelief would be like the literature term.
Yes.
But you didn't. And that's the biggest point, is like their illusion based, I'm going to say it, almost entirely on sexual attraction to an infantilized character. Their illusion of that is so fragile that the very notion that there is someone behind the screen that they all know somewhere back in their deep brain, they know someone is behind the character.
Yeah.
But just the idea that you would post someone who could possibly be that person, even with the obvious caveat that it's not, and they have to know you wouldn't do that anyway. Like, you just wouldn't. It'd be akin to doxing if you actually did that. And those people, like it's an unwritten rule that we would have. Like, I would never post a real picture of Yellow Flash.
Yeah, of course not.
Even with like the emoji on the face or whatever, I would never do that. But like, I would post a picture of a woman and say it's Yellow Flash because she's crying. Like, that's what I would do.
Yeah,
because he cried during Gundam. Like that, watching Gundam with Yellow Flash, you just have a woman with tears streaming down her face and put like a mask over her eyes. That'd be funny. That'd be hilarious.
Or take a picture of drunk 3PO and say it's Flash.
Yeah,
like last year at Matsuri, and it went viral, and Jay was laughing about it.
Right, because
and so was Flash.
Flash.
He tweeted it.
Yeah, because it's that's the joke, is that it's obviously not them.
Yeah.
Because to post them would be something that we wouldn't do. Like, we as creators, we get to know each other, and even if you don't like someone, you're not gonna fuck them. Like, you're not gonna just fuck them over like that, because that's rude. It's unprofessional. And as weird and gay as it is to say it, this is our profession when we decide to do it, full time and as our source of income. And there's a code that you don't mess with a little bit, because it will come back to bite you. Yeah. And the fact that like none of these weirdos could see that, all they saw was the red blinding rage of like your betrayal of the rabbit.
Yeah. And well, there's another thing to add to that. Let me get this super chat right here. This big fat juicy one from our Candyman. Woo! Woo! The cheese smell. Says that exposed front gut flap is painful to see. That's for damn sure, Candyman. Thank you so much for the first delicious pink boy. I love you. I appreciate you. Billy Hatcher says Cody always loves to make us wait to see the stream. I do it on purpose. I'm not even joking. Thank you, Billy Hatcher. I love you. I appreciate you, my friend. Samantha Bullock says Cody and REKIETA. Friday, my trainer is checking my measurements for my 2-month check-in. I'm excited. Hell yeah. Glad
girl.
to hear it. I love you. We'll hit the 10s here in a second after I make my point. Thank you so much, boys, for all your love and support. We're a fourth of the way to Naked Snake. So, Kirch, was a VTuber I had coming on today. She's really good friends with Pippa. She's a large VTuber. And of course, about 6 hours after I posted that picture, I look and in my DMs and I see a message from Pippa and of course a message from Kirsch. And
Come
Kirsch
on.
is like, well, I'm not gonna be able to do your show Wednesday. And I'm like, yeah, I figured.
Is Kirsch under FaZe too?
No. She's just heavily involved in collabs with FaZe.
Yeah.
So obviously, I mean, I would have done the same thing if I was her. That's going to ruin all of her VTuber opportunities as a popular VTuber because she needs to work with these people. She needs to. So I would have done the same shit. So I get it. So I'm not mad at her at all. That's fine.
No, and that's another thing. Like, we understand why the creators have to do this. It doesn't make it any less bullshitty or gay that they're being forced into doing that. But like, we get that that's not their, like, that's not on them.
Yeah, exactly. But but of course I had a message from Pippa, and Pippa told me, she was like, look, I don't know if you're mad at me and that's why you posted that, like, and she understands it's a joke, but she's also like, hey, I have some fucking crazy motherfuckers that are gonna be like freaking the fuck out over this. And I'm like, oh damn. So I was like, look, dude, I apologize for whatever effect this had. I did not understand. I thought it was a stupid fucking joke. And then also, I apologize directly to you as a person, which is verbatim what I said. And I'm like, I apologize, and I'll try to fix it. And I was expecting her to ask me to delete it, and she didn't. I was like, well, I guess because I'm not going to delete it unless she asks me, because that's weird. I don't want to hide evidence. That feels like I'm hiding evidence. But then, of course, she was like, well, management's pissed as fuck. And that's what I think her entire concern was, just management. And that's why she quote tweeted it, was because she was wanting to get out in front of it. Like, oh, management's going to see this and freak out. So I got to quote tweet this and say it's not me. So then she got in contact with the management, or they obviously probably got in contact with her. And then they, through her, sent me this big bullet point list of apology instructions on
how to apologize to us from us.
Yeah. And it had all these bullet points. And look, I read it.
I told y'all that FaZe Connect was a bunch of gay bitches. Like, that is the weakest shit I have ever heard. Here's the list of how you can properly apologize to us.
Yeah.
Oh man, I wish I had the copy of that. Oh my god.
I mean, I'll send it to you, but I won't show it or anything, publicly.
But don't send it to me if you don't want it shown publicly, because I would show that. Like, that is the weakest trash I have ever heard.
And
oh my god,
it was funny. So I was all on board because Pippa was, it was negatively affecting Pippa, and that's all I give a fuck about. I don't care about nobody else. I don't care about Lumi saying kill myself. I don't care about Kurtz abandoning me. I figured that would happen. I would do the same thing. I don't care about any of that shit, and I definitely don't care about FaZe's asses. So when I saw the packet with all the instructions on how to apologize, it felt like I was working at a corporate company again. And I was like, I don't work for y'all. So
no, FaZe can get stuffed like a male German Shepherd's plush toy, man. I don't give a shit. I think they can fuck right off. If anybody out there wants to anonymously send me a FaZe apology list or anything like that, or any of these VTuber things, I don't think people realize. So this is what people don't realize about most of the top streamers of VTubers are owned by HoloLive. Like, they are they were the big management company that pushed these guys and advertised them straight to the top. So if you like these VTubers and you think it's bullshit that YouTube takes 30% of the super chats that you send them, the crusty super chats, right? Like, you're mad about that because you're like, no, I want my animated demon dragon queen with big tits to get all of it. They take half after Google takes its 30%. Apple takes their 30% if you sent it from an iPad device. HoloLive takes half of net revenue from these creators. And they own the character. They own the art. They own everything. If, for example, Pippa were to leave FaZe Connect or be cut from FaZe Connect, Pippa can never be Pippa ever again. Pippa is an owned piece of intellectual property.
Yep.
and FaZe owns it. And that's why management is so important to these people, but it is a predatory, disgusting industry. It is as bad or worse than the esports industry that was so obviously predatory. And oddly enough, we saw FaZe Banks and the FaZe clans very, very predatory contracts be exposed with how much they owned of these people, what they could require them to do, how they could stop them. I mean, they could prevent them from participating in tournaments. They had non-compete clauses that wouldn't stand in most industries. All of the, and they have their choice of law provisions. So they're in places where non-competes are enforceable, even though these guys live in like California. The shit that these companies do because they're emerging markets in new technology places, it gives them an ability to operate without industry standards of basic employment protections.
Yeah.
This is something you talk about a lot with corporate America, and having the, and probably one of the few places that you and I might disagree a little bit is how much government should be involved in this stuff. But I think we can both agree that there should be protections for contract workers, for talent, for W-2 employees and all those people. And these industries thrive off of predatory contracts, getting into people who they can recognize a glimmer of talent, and they know if they pounce on them and lock them into a contract that they probably can't afford to have a lawyer review and go back on and negotiate, that they will do everything. For anybody who thought the Daily Wire contract to Steven Crowder was predatory, the shit that these companies pull with their talent is way more egregious. The only thing Crowder had with Daily Wire was he had a ton of leverage being Steven Crowder, being a massive thing. They poach these people when they're much smaller, and they put them into these predatory things where they don't have leverage, and then they never let them out.
Yeah, and think about it this way. When we look at, you know, let's say view numbers and playboard numbers of super chats and memberships, you're like, damn, somebody, for example, Pippa is making easily 200 grand a year, maybe more.
Yeah.
But when you realize that YouTube takes 30, FaZe likely takes something similar to Hollow Live, 40, 50%. Then you have the Apple transactions. Pippa's making like 38 grand a year, maybe. And she's one of the most popular VTubers on the planet when it comes to like growth right now. And she's getting paid nothing. And it's probably because she was locked under FaZe Connect way before she was making that kind of money. Now FaZe be taking all that shit. And it sucks because like I put myself in that position, and it makes my skin crawl because I'm like, man, I want all the money. You know what I'm saying? I want every last drop. And speaking of every last drop, Trent Westbrook, my man, Ferrari Red, what the fuck did you do? I just got here. Yeah, I posted a picture of a girl, and I said definitely not Pippa hanging out with me. A girl that I've posted several times on Twitter, and it fucking set the world on fire. And it was all over 4chan, and people were calling me a doxer and evil, and it was rough. And so, but back to that point. So as we said, you know, FaZe sent me an apology bullet point list.
Yeah.
And I was kind of on board. I already apologized to Pippa directly, which is all I really wanted to do. But when they sent me that, it like PTSD'd my ass back into corporate life.
Yeah.
And it immediately made me rebel. But I did apologize. But for some reason, everybody was calling me based when I did, which is strange.
It's weird.
I don't understand why.
I've never heard an apology that's based before.
Yeah, it's weird. They were all like, "You're based as fuck, bro." Yeah, no, so when I was on the message board after that apology was posted, people in the message board were freaking the fuck out, and they were all like, "I hate Camelot, but goddamn, I got to respect that." And I'm like, "What? What are they talking about?" I don't get I still don't know what they're talking about to this day. Damn it. Trent Westbrook, I love you. Thank you so much, by the way. And Jessica Reloaded, my girls here, says, because Alon Rees, thanks. I follow Nick around and fancy him. I'm here to support my friends. Thank you, Jessica Reloaded. I love you, baby. I appreciate you. Halfway to Naked Snake for the 181st time in a row. Thank you so much.
What's wrong with following me around? Damn.
Dude, I follow you around everywhere.
Joe sends the Jews every time I go to the fucking airport. Every time I travel anywhere, like I'm walking through the airport and I'll see the ultra Hasidic Jews with like the hat and the like curly things, and I'll like take an incognito selfie with them in the background. I'm like, Joe, why is Mossad after me again? It's every time I go anywhere. Like,
Jesus, dude. Man. Oh my gosh. So you know, at the end of the day, it was fine. It was whatever. I've talked to Pippa behind the scenes. We're cool with each other, although we probably won't be publicly like interacting at all, as to be expected. And I doubt I'd be interacting with any VTubers unless they're not involved in any way, shape, or form with FaZe, because apparently they think that I had some malicious intent, which I didn't. The only malicious intent I would ever have would be against FaZe. I don't give a fuck about them. But Pippa, Pippa's my girl. Like Halo Millennium right here says, this kind of situation is why I don't associate with the VTuber community and culture. Most of these fans will do and say anything over simple things like a damn joke. Exactly.
100%.
Dude, it's a wild industry. Like you said, it's predatory as hell, Brian. I love you. And it just, people need to get out. People need to get, if I was Pippa, look, and now I know this is easier said than done, but if I was Pippa and I knew I had that kind of talent, you know, and I've told her this before, like behind the scenes, if I had that kind of talent, bro, I would be gone. I would graduate my damn self. I'd be like, we're going on. There's this new character. Its name is like the Koopa Queen or some bullshit.
Kipkin Kippa.
Yeah.
It's not a rabbit, it's a hare.
Yeah, and then start with a new YouTube channel, and she made 100K within 4 months.
Oh yeah, that's the hard thing. And the question that you have to ask from like a legal perspective is, do they have some sort of okay, so if you work in a company, you can't take like you're a financial advisor, right? Like you can tell people that you're going somewhere and you can tell them where you're going. You can't ask them to follow you. And I don't know how you would translate that to like a YouTube thing, but since there isn't an industry standard and there haven't been tests of these types of contracts, we can only imagine what someone like FaZe and HoloLive have put into the contracts to try and prevent that shit. Because Pippa, for example, hypothetically, Pippa could leave FaZe and they could replace Pippa's actress with another actress if they would have some sort of similarity in voice. Because like you said, it's very possible that they use some sort of voice changer or whatever to pitch it up an octave. So all they got to do is bring the energy, some sense of the same personality, which I don't know about you, but if I study a personality for a while, I can do a pretty okay mimicry of it, right? Yeah. Like some people have the ability to do that. So they could do that. And people would maybe not even know. And then a person would just show up and be like, hi, I was Pippa, but now I'm not. And they'd be like, fuck off. No, you're not. We own Pippa, blah, 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 blah. And it could be really hard. Now, I don't know if they have anything in there. I'm just speculating on what could be in because, again, we're talking about contracts that have not been tested. There is no industry standard. There is no idea of what a court will uphold. And if you have to fight it, you're paying potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars to fight before a boomer judge who's going to be like, so you're an animated rabbit? Like that would be the ultimate thing. Plus they'd be doxing themselves as to who they are, which would forever shatter the illusion of the next character. All of these things are really, really complicated aspects of that community, which means that FaZe and HoloLive a lot of times have their talent by the balls, and some of them may have it.
Yep. Oh my gosh. Speaking of balls, Mike B says, finally get to catch a live. Give him my gay money to come a lot 331. Keep fat shaming. You're making the world a better place. Thank you so much, man. That is my goal. Josh Boss, been a while. Sad to hear you're not racing anymore, but I understand the stress and stuff. Have a good stream. So this race coming up might be the only race I miss because I had a team call me 2 days ago and they want me to bring my car and all my engines up to their shop and they're just going to hit them all at the same time and try to get me on the road. Because I don't know
so
why.
You're back to racing. I thought you were done for the season.
I thought I was too, but that I've had 3 teams approach me. One is just a guy I know that owns cars. The other is another team that wants me to drive one of their cars. And the other one is a team that I've worked with in the past, and they want to fix everything for me. So it might take a little while, but they think they can kind of jerry rig all my engines together. Because it looks like there's only there's a lifter in the bottom of my engine that's attached to this valve arm that broke. So put a new one on, seal everything back up, put a chip in it so it doesn't run high RPM, finish out the season. And then my other engine just needs a head gasket, put that on, button it up, finish out the rest of the season, have 2 engines just waiting. So, and they think they can do that in like a day with both my engines.
I understood all that. So that's perfect.
It looks like it might work out, but I'm gonna fall probably to 6th in points, which is gay, but it's fun.
Shit.
Disco Cobra, my man. Damn. Woo. Can I have my Rich back, please? Yes, of course, Chad. I don't think he popped in here in a while. So yeah, I'll give you back. I went through and like removed everybody and then started adding them slowly back because there was just too many.
Yeah, I need to do that too.
Yeah, dude, I went on that list and there's people from like 4 years ago I haven't even seen. So I was like removing. I just removed everybody except for 3 people, I think. And then I was like, okay, when people start coming back to the stream, I'll just re-add them. That I know. So Disco Cobra says the whole Pippa situation is messed up. They circled capital letters to make it look like you had another message. It's like some form of conspiracy. All I know is those people are crazy. If they from the left side, they always weird. Yeah, dude, I agree. They completely tried to decode a fake message that wasn't real. I would never.
What did it say?
It said FaZe is gay, and I would never call FaZe gay. I respect.
Wait,
FaZe.
so your apology like had that in it? Like that was like they tried to make it out like that's what you were saying?
Yeah,
it's fucking strange.
It is weird. It is very.
You can barely even spell. They know you're retarded, right?
Yeah, and they thought I was gonna make some kind of like fucking Da Vinci Code shit in that thing that said FaZe is gay.
What are you, Tom Hanks?
What am I, Tom Hanks with a mullet? Come on. No. I would never. I respect the entire FaZe company so respectfully.
Yeah, I would do that.
Oh my God. I'm surprised you didn't retweet it and just say FaZe is gay.
I didn't even see it. I saw you apologize and I was like, yeah, well, what do you got? I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. Mario Trujillo says add the crying game on the list of things you can't make today. Also, add the franchise fast food industry to the list of predators. My God, those companies can get away with mind-blowing shit. Oh, wait, I got a video tomorrow, by the way, coming out at 2 p.m. Central. And that's some predatory shit. It's like the biggest fraud in history was committed recently by a corporate company, a large company in America. Ooh. And it'll come out at 2 p.m. tomorrow. Class action lawsuit so big that it's going to be so brutal. So check that out. Psycho Crusher. It's crazy how people lost their marbles over something that was clearly a joke. Don't let these cases drag you down. You don't deserve the hate. Oh, bro, dude, I will be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. When I watched all of this happen, I felt bad about it happening to Pippa, but the process of watching it all play out was very fun. Because it was so silly. It was so silly. And there was thousands of people on 4chan freaking the fuck out about it. And I was like, holy shit, this is a joke. What the fuck?
Well, that chatter, who was it? That was Psycho Crusher. Dude, you got to realize they don't want to drag Camelot down. They want to drag him back in time to when he was a child so they can have sex with him.
Damn! Woo!
Because they're pedophiles.
Jesus. Brutal. Fatality. Flawless victory. Yeah, it's pretty brutal. Luis Cuevas says, what do you think of the NASCAR making a lot of noise at 24 hours? Dude, it was awesome. That was the coolest shit I've ever seen, is seeing like a bunch of 6-cylinder turbos go me, by, and then a fat ass stock car. It was hilarious. Loved it. The Squid. These are the same weirdos that scream and go ballistic if you say that Sailor Moon isn't a good anime. It's not. The only thing I like about Sailor Moon is the transition when she would turn into Sailor Moon. That's the only thing I like because it was cool.
That's only because her ass was naked.
Yeah, I loved it. Well, I was beating my dick to it, of course. You know,
I think it was Sailor Jupiter was the one I liked best. She had the long hair.
I like the one that was green.
It was probably the same
Mars. I don't know. I didn't watch that shit.
Hold on, let me see. Sailor. Oh, this is gonna fuck up my search. Sailor Jupiter. Yeah, she's green. She had the long brown hair. Yep, that's the one.
Oh, so it's the green one?
Yeah.
So that's the one I liked. Yeah.
Yeah. Men of good taste.
Of course. Examoon says if Pippa suddenly forgets Medicare, Ethan Ralph lore, then you know she's been replaced by
True.
Dude, that's the thing I loved about Pippa and I still like about Pippa is she doesn't shy away from shit.
Yeah. That's why I wanted to talk to Pippa in the first place.
Yeah, because she doesn't toe the line. And the fact that she came on my show and, you know, she didn't ask management. She just came on my show, which is really cool. It's something I would do, man. Like if I was under management, I'd be like, fuck off, I'm gonna go on show. You know, I do the same shit. And I mean, she's carrying the whole damn company on her back, of course. Fuck them. So yes, thank you, Mike B. I agree. Valtteri Bottas for life with his mullet. I appreciate you. Hell Snake and Parker Lambert with the $100 super chat. My God. Hey, bud. Hope life's good. Dude, life is good because we are exactly halfway to Fight Milk and we just hit Naked Snake already.
Shit.
Damn.
That was fast.
That was like a record. Jesus,
35 minutes in.
Yeah. Parker Lambert, you're goated. I love you. I appreciate you. Swift kiss to your penis. You're the man. And we were canceled recently, but apparently we're still doing good because we got 1,200 people hanging out with us tonight. And the Fight Milk is on the menus. Thank you so much. And Squid again.
I haven't had Fight Milk in a while.
It's been a while.
Hope that shit doesn't happen.
Dude, it's been so long for me too. It's kind of weird. Squid says class action lawsuit. Is it by chance FedEx falsifying the odometers on the trucks they sold? No, of course not. I would never talk about that. I would never make a video about FedEx. Even though
how would you get shit to your house if FedEx knew that you made a video about it?
I've only made 4 FedEx videos. It's fine. Damn it, what, Squid, you're ruining everything. Shut up, bitch. I love you. It wouldn't happen to be this one, you bitch. Come on, it's a surprise, Squid. You're ruining my show. Flawed is here. What's up, Flawed? Dude, I see my boy Flawed's beautiful face on Twitter every day doing some shit like dancing and shit, and I love it. I'm glad he's making waves, man. Unfortunately, Nick Fuentes canceled on him.
But Fuentes canceled on you? That guy seems like such a bitch. Everything I hear about him just seems like a bitch.
He can he's okay. Look, he either loves the penis, which is fine. Nothing wrong with loving a little bit of that penis, or he's virgin. It's one of those two. Either a virgin or he loves the cock, or it could be both. Maybe he's a virgin who loves cock but hasn't got the cock yet.
Oh, they're rescheduling. That's good.
Yeah, but yeah, they're rescheduling, so it's all good. So hell yeah, Flawed. Look forward to it. Get on it, doggone it. He is a virgin. Flawed said he is indeed.
Well, I think he maintains that. I think Nick Fuentes maintains that.
Well, good. Well, it all worked out in the end then.
I don't know. I think that's what, because he's like trad Catholic or whatever, and you know, so that's like his thing, which is fine. Like I hashtag respected. So
yeah, it's funny because speaking of back to put a bow on the whole Pippa situation. When I was on those message boards, man, and people were like, you know, saying, I think it was Tenma was like advising against her going on your show. She's like, don't do it. And all these people were advising against her going on Nick REKIETA's show. But Pippa really wanted to come on your show.
Yeah.
But she was stonewalled. And then when I asked her, she just fucking came on without telling anybody.
Yeah. She probably learned from like the situation with me.
Yeah, and
like
then
you just can't ask. You got to ask for forgiveness.
Yeah, and then everybody on the message board was like, and then she goes on Camelot stream, and exactly what we were afraid of happened. I was like, no, nothing happened, you bitches. Shit, she's streaming today, and she's probably got freaking $20,000 already. It's all good, baby. Damn, it won't hurt her. It's just a silly joke. Jay's gay butthole. Love you, Twiggies. The Squid. I'm a truck driver and I follow everything going on in the industry. Also, maybe looking to Yellow and Teamsters union fight. Going to be fun to see the Yellow finally fail after squandering $700 million in federal bailouts. Jesus Christ!
Someone bail me out to $700 million. Jeez,
man, I had to spend $500 a day because my damn fan on my AC unit for my upstairs. Because I have a couple of AC units, like, you know, the big square things.
Yeah,
I have a bunch of them for like every floor of my house. I have one. And the biggest one's the bottom floor, and the fan just stopped working. So I went out there and I felt the top of the fan. And it was really hot, which means the motor's probably dead. So I was like, fuck it. I'll call a guy to come out. He comes immediately out, puts a new fan in the bitch, 10 minutes, $500. I'm like, damn. But it's better than paying like 10 grand for another unit. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
still, damn.
Yeah, I got to replace.
Bail me out.
I got to replace the AC in this house, and I think I got it. So I still own my old house. I've been leasing it to some friends who really needed the help. Like they were in a really bad spot. They were gonna build a house, and then COVID came and tripled construction prices. And so I was like, well, I got this house that I was gonna sell, but I mean, I guess I can wait. And it's just sitting there. So they've been in it since then. But I think I got to replace the fucking furnace AC unit in there before I can actually sell it. And I'm like, oh, because you're right. It's like 10 bills to do
it
that.
sucks too. It
It's like,
sucks. I
God
mean,
damn.
I did it for my old house, and luckily I had a bunch of help from my boys. I had a lot of people help me with that, and I appreciate it. My boy Ballard was too good to me, and got me set. Dude, I didn't have AC or heat for a while, and I was just using like little bitty units because I was like, I ain't about to spend no $7,000, you know, because I'm like,
Yeah.
I had just bought my race car, and you know, it was a wild time. So yeah, I was not trying to do that shit again. Not after my next engine popped, you know. So yeah, Peter Frazee says, formerly known as Carnage Undone. What's up, dude? Crap, did I just dox myself? Yes. Thanks, Nick, for fat shaming me. It's a slow process, but it's building up my confidence. God, I hate skinny fat stomachs. Dude, same. God bless you, dude.
Dude, skinny fat stomachs suck.
Yeah, dude.
Take it from me.
Every single day, I get like 3 to 4 messages of people saying, thanks for shaming me or thanks for talking about the subject matter. I'm down 30 pounds. That is the coolest shit. Like, out of everything that people send to me and talk to me about or tweet at me, that's the coolest shit to see is when people are losing weight and getting down to a good weight and, you know, being active. That's cool. So much cooler than being like, you know what, fuck it, I'll just be happy and eat pizza rolls. You're doing the Lord's work, Peter Fazey, and I'm glad you're going through the change, because it's a big, it doesn't affect just your weight, it affects everything in your life.
Yeah, and that as a former skinny fat, it really, like that pesky belly section and then your flanks, those two areas are so damn hard to lose weight when you have a build. I'm assuming he's got a build similar to mine. And like, I have been working on it ever since, fuck me, like the Johnny Depp trial. I've been working on it since then. I've cut, I think, about 3 inches off of my waist, and it's all directly from in front. And I got a little like bit of a flat tummy now. It's nice, but my God, it really is like, you've got to be on top of your diet. You got to watch not only like your calorie intake and all that shit, because that's where it'll go as you get to be an older guy. But the other thing you got to do is watch the kind of foods you eat. If I eat heavy dairy, like it's gonna bloat that area up heavily. And so that, brother, get it. It is the most fucking annoying thing in the world. There's no like treadmill or crunches or whatever that will target that fat either. That is just the last pockets of pesky fat on your body. Because the rest of you will be rail fucking thin. You'll look like a goddamn Ethiopian.
Yeah. And dude, I will be on my cut and I will be down 30 pounds. And I'm like, every part of my body has freaking shredded veins through it. Even my pelvis area, my legs. But I'll have that last couple pounds right at the bottom of my stomach. But when I lose it, I look shredded. But that's where I hate that it's the last thing that goes. I'm like, man, why can't it be the first thing? God, it'd be so great. But that's just how it is, man. And good on you. I hope everybody continues going hard as hell, losing that weight and being a better person, and not falling for what these goofy ass old white women tell you. Just be happy. It's all about being happy. It's like, no, they're just trying to keep you down. Never take advice from a woman, especially not a white woman. That's for damn sure. Because they're all going to give you intentionally wrong advice.
You'll be happier. Like, just be happy. You will be happier when you put in the work and get the results.
Yep.
And you feel like you look better. People tell you look better. Your clothes fit better. Like, you will be happier then. So if be happy is the advice, work on yourself and be happy. I agree.
100%. 100%. The malware, hell from the East Coast, just moved out to Garbage Town in LA. Back to family in the great state of Maine. Love both of you guys. Man, speaking of LA malware, so I had a friend that just moved from California like a week ago, right? And she stopped by my house because she's never been to my house before. And she like walked into my house and she was like in the kitchen and she's like, oh my God. And I'm like, what? And she's like, I feel like I should be cleaning your house, because her mom like cleans his house for a living. Yeah. And she's like, I feel like I should be cleaning your house. And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, this house in LA would be like $10 million. Like, yeah. And it's just a normal ass house. I didn't pay like an ass ton of money for it. It's just a normal ass house here. And it's just, she's like, this is crazy huge. And I'm like, no, it's just normal. It's just a normal ass house. You know, it's what, you know, 400 grand will get you in Alabama is just a over the top, you know, kind of really nice living space. Whereas she's like, dude, in LA, that would get you a trailer. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, you walk into $1 million homes in LA and they're like 1,100 square feet, you know, and you're like, oh, I mean, okay. The good news about some of those California homes with the really high like value to size ratio is a lot of times, because it's the only way the previous owner could sell it, they have to renovate the inside. So they tend to be kind of modernized, and they have nice appliances and nice, like, you know, cabinetry and shit like that. But it's like you're talking about a 40 grand contractor upgrade, which will add $200,000 of value just because you'll be able to compete with the other houses. But it's all like the price is so fucking inflated there that it's crazy.
Yeah. Peter Frazee, Nick, I'm 6'5" at peak 230. That seems like reasonable. I think that seems about normal. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm 6'2" and I'm 180. So he's, I mean, 3 inches of height, especially 6'2" to 6'5", is quite a bit of just general weight. Like, that's frame weight and shit. So
dude, I had a
he's
guy
probably running pretty lean.
Yeah, I had a guy I used to hang out with all the time, and he was 6'8", and he weighed 290, and he was not fat.
Yeah.
He was like kind of just normal. He was a normal looking dude. He didn't have a belly or anything. He was just freaking huge. And so he was fine. It was like, so he was 290, 290, man. So that's
like Drex. Drex is like 6. He says 6'6". I always remembered him being 6'7", but he says 6'6", and he runs like, you know, 260, 270, and like he's muscular as hell. It's dumb. It doesn't even look like, it looks like cheating.
Well, that's the blackness in him.
Yeah.
Just makes him muscular. Dude, there's black dudes come to my gym. They're like, yeah, I just started. And I'm like, why do you look freaking shredded? Yeah. I'm over here with my weak ass white people jeans. Like, can't do shit.
No wonder we couldn't keep you on a boat.
No, they just fucking run off with it. To be honest, I'm pretty surprised that we were able to keep them on a farm for like a couple hundred years. I don't know why they didn't just slap our asses and run off. They did have sex with our women, though. Why is my baby chocolate?
Milk chocolate.
It's like the movie. You ever seen the movie of Life with Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy?
Yeah.
Oh, what a great movie! The baby just comes, his black baby, and he's like, "Whose chocolate baby is it?" He's like holding him up to all the people, and it's can't get right. The baseball player. God, that's a great movie, man.
I haven't seen that in a long time. It's a funny one.
It was like recommended on like Amazon or something the other day, and I was like, "Oh, bro!" And I was drunk as fuck, you know. And not by drunk as fuck, I mean I was pretty tipsy. Right. And I was like, I'm turning that shit on right now. And I watched the whole damn thing by myself. Everybody in my house is asleep. Everybody damn staying with me right now for some reason. And dude, I was just watching damn Life. Freaking, that's what a great movie. Bold Introspection says, do you like GTR? Like the Nissan GTR? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, of course. That's like one of the only foreign cars I do like. If it isn't
a different GTR like than a car, I mean, that's the only thing I could think of.
Yeah, that.
Oh, the GTR. I thought it just said, "Do you like GTR?"
Yeah, I love the GTR. I would never have one because I would just get a Ferrari. I would get like a used F430 if I was going to get something like that expensive.
Man, I heard Ferrari maintenance is off the fucking charts, though.
I'm sure it is. I just wouldn't drive the bitch. I'd look at it.
Yeah,
I'd sit in it every now and then.
Dude, I saw a sick BMW today. It was brand new as a convertible. It was like long and sleek. I don't even know what kind it was, but it was beautiful. And I was like, that bitch is fast. I know that car is fast.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know about you, because you're not to this point yet, but I drove my Mustang for the first time in like 3 weeks today or some shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, because the AC guy was at my house, my maid who's been staying with me for a couple of weeks until she gets her apartments ready. She like was there, and I'll leave my truck here just in case anybody needs to go anywhere. I'll just take my car because it's been parked at the street for 3 weeks. I'll hop on my Mustang. It's a 5.0 2015 like, you know, the race version. Right. I pull out onto my main road, and my back tires are freaking bald, man. And I pull out and I give it some beans, and I drift the entire way around and then just straighten it out. And I'm like, man, this is a fun car to drive. Although it won't do that if you have good tires. But when your tires get down on the back, it's so controllable in a drift. It's so fun. It's so fun to just drift that bitch all the time. So you'll notice one day. You'll be going around a corner, and it's going to lose it a little, and you'll just don't panic. Correct it a little bit. Yeah. Kind of blip the throttle. You're fine, and you'll be like, no, that was cool. And once you learn how to do that, it's over. You're like, woo, all the time. Dude,
I haven't messed with drifting too much yet. But the tires are still they're still pretty.
Oh,
fucking
I'm
good
sure
right
you
now.
got some meat on them bitches. Mine are used up, man. Like my mom, just
Used up like Tinder.
Yeah, nothing left on her ass. It's just smooth sailing, boys. Disco. I'm not 100% sure how much my house is worth. It's a pretty modest house with 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. It was built in the 50s and septic system is useless. Need to do some modifications to get it going again. Decent though. Thank you, Disco Cobra. I love you. It depends on your location, man. So I bought a house in 2013 and I bought it for like $100,000. I worked at GameStop full time. That's how I bought it. And I put nothing down. It was 0 down and very low interest rate. And then when I sold it, because my wife left in 2016, I sold it in 2022. But I sold it for nearly over 3 times what I paid for it because the market went freaking crazy. It was worth $148,000 in 2020 or 2019, and in 2021 it was worth $240,000. It was like crazy. So I decided to sell it and get a bigger house, and I took 100% of the positive equity and rolled it into a new house. So this house, all the money I got, the check I got from my house, my positive equity, I handed it to a lawyer for this house. I did not pocket anything. So that's when people are like, how did you get that house? I'm like, yeah, I put like over $100,000 down on this goofy ass house. That's why I live in it. My interest rate's decent though. It wasn't as bad as people are getting now, but it's still not that great. In high school, at peak athleticism, I was 175. Still had that stupid skinny fat doing cross country basketball track. Lift you some weights. That'll get rid of all your skinny fatness except for your stomach. But it can, if you can fill that shit up with muscle, it can help out a lot, Peter. Thank you, my friend. Samantha, if you can afford a Ferrari, you ain't worried about the price of maintenance upkeep. Yeah, I guess that's true. That makes a lot of sense. Speaking of some bullshit, I've been wanting to talk about this because I'm sure you'll have a fun opinion about this garbage. So the city of Toronto had a pride parade recently.
You lost me already at the city of Toronto.
The city of Toronto dude, I don't try to pretend to know anything about the Leaf, but Jesus Christ. So they had Bud Light sponsored this parade, of course, and there was children in attendance, of course, at this parade, and leading the parade was dozens upon dozens of men with their dicks out, completely naked from head to toe, in children's faces, all in front of the children, 100% of the time. And Bud Light, of course, was there to sponsor it every step of the way. I guess for that juicy ass ECG money, maybe the profits from their ECG funding is more than what they actually make in beer sales, I guess. What do you think about this? About naked dudes at a parade? Like, you can see it blurred here. Look at them; they're all just ass naked, and there's children everywhere. By the way,
I mean,
there's a kid right there on somebody's shoulders.
It's just funny because, the whole. Like, they had the backlash from the Dylan Mulvaney thing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we didn't know, blah, blah, blah. We're trying to reconnect with our customers and we're learning and blah, blah, and all that shit. And like, here they are doing the exact same thing. They're injecting the Bud Light brand or Anheuser-Busch or whatever. They're injecting that into this cultural conflict.
Yep.
That they especially know now is a hot button issue. It's very damaging for them. And so they're trying to speak out of both sides of their mouth. And it's bullshit. And hopefully their customers see this and realize like they're fleecing you. Like, and we know that we're being fleeced by companies most of the time, but it's fine because they don't rub our faces in it and call us stupid. Bud Light is trying to do that. Oh, we're going to give $10,000 to people randomly. And we got this new commercial. You've seen, we're all having fun and everything's great. So, please come back. Oh, by the way, we're sponsoring Dicks Out for Harambe in front of children in Toronto.
Dude, and like, the thing that's crazy to me is what does being butt-ass naked in front of children have to do with pride?
I don't know.
What are they proud of? Like, I can almost understand. Now, look, I don't really see the point, but I can almost understand. Like, okay, look, I'm proud of who I am, orientation wise. Okay, maybe. But what does being naked have to do with that?
I don't know. As a person who loves and enjoys being naked whenever possible, because I just don't like clothes.
Yeah,
you're not naked in front of fucking kids. You're not naked in front of your own kids, other people's kids. That's not a thing. Now I know there are nudists out there. That's I assume they're not watching the stream. Maybe they are. I'm not there, right? Like I wear clothes in company. I wear clothes around my family. I just love the opportunity when I have time, like, and it's private to just not be trapped.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Never on a street in front of a bunch of strangers. Like that is that's beyond. And I have no idea what that logically has to do with pride. Although we are seeing this trend where what they've claimed is that it's a backlash against the accusations. They're like, well, they say we're a bunch of creeps who want to be who want to sexualize their children, so we're going to show them we'll be creeps who want to sexualize their children. It's like, that's not the answer though. Like, homie, that's weird. That's what they don't want you to do because it's gross, and that's what you're doing. Like, that's the problem.
That is, yeah, and that's the whole point. That's the whole point. Which brings us to a very nice segue into a tweet that I put out saying people are defending the pride. Okay, so I don't remember the publication, but it was a very large one. It was some mainstream outlet that said it was harmless words. So people are defending the pride event that we're chanting, "We're coming for your children," by the way, because they said we're queer.
NBC did.
NBC, yeah. So it says they said it was just harmless words. And I'm thinking to myself, that's so ironic coming from the people that want laws around speech.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. Like it's literally trying to have it both ways. It's crazy to me. It's like you're saying one thing and doing, oh, it's just harmless words. It's like, so when does it become not harmless? Because shit, a year ago, that Senator Wiener guy, not Anthony, a different one.
Yeah.
They decriminalized and made it a judge's discretion if you would charge a person that sodomized a small boy or had sex with an underage girl.
Yeah.
Like 11 or 12-year-old. They decriminalized it and made it the judge's discretion if they charge them or not.
Which is insane.
Which is in fucking sane, right?
And part of their argument is like, well, some of these kids can consent. It's like, no.
No!
The whole idea is that we do not recognize their ability to consent to a tattoo or an ear piercing. We're not going to recognize their ability to consent to an adult using their size, intimidation, influence, brainwashing, authority, whatever, to have these kids. They don't have the capacity to do it. And more importantly, one of the things that I think gets left out of this conversation is that as an adult, you have various avenues of agency to allow you to walk away. You're a big ass dude. If some dude comes up to you and is like, I'm going to have sex with you, you're like, you probably say yes. But if you wanted to say no, you could just push him off and walk away. You could walk to a car, get in it, turn the keys and drive off. You could call a cab or an Uber or get on a bus, and you wouldn't need an adult's assistance for any of that. Kids under 18, a lot of times have remarkably limited options in just escaping any situation. They don't have the agency to do it. They don't have the capability to do it. Oftentimes they're legally prevented in certain ways from doing it. And so therefore they require that extra level of protection that adults don't get because they just can't leave. And that's critical to all of this. And that is part of why we say, yeah, these kids actually can't consent to this because the adult has so much advantage over them. We think it's crazy predatory if a guy drives a woman like 200 miles away and then tries to pressure her into sex and says, I won't drive you home. And it is predatory to do that. If you do that to a kid, it's 1,000 times worse, but you don't need to go 200 miles away. 2 miles away is effectively the same thing for a kid.
Yeah.
Because they just don't have the ability to go anywhere without some sort of help.
Yeah. And speaking of the Wiener guy that brought on this whole thing, the Wiener senator guy or whatever the hell, state senator, I don't know. He obviously, of course, there's pictures of him in a thong at pride parades because he's also gay. Shocking, right?
Shocker.
So, and by the way, the reason for this law change was because it disproportionately affected LGBTQ people. Shocking. It's almost like some of the people in this community have a mental illness, and that illness should be treated rather than encouraging them to have sex with children. And
when the crazy thing is It's irrelevant who it disproportionately affects as offenders. That's an irrelevant part of criminal law. The criminal law is to prevent offenders from offending on victims. Criminal law exists to either hopefully mitigate and prevent criminal offenses for victims. And then the other part of it is to punish and rehabilitate, perpetrators. If all of the perpetrators are one demographic, I don't give a shit, because the victims are not. Like the victims are who we care about in this situation. It's like, well, it disproportionately affects gays. Well, I don't care if it's only gays offending on children, which it's obviously not.
Yeah.
You still need to protect children. Like, that's the goal. It's not about like, well, no, it's about punishing. No, it's actually about mitigating damage to victims, and the damage that's done by sexual abuse, even quote unquote consensual sexual abuse of minors, it's something that is immeasurable, manifests later in life, and it has long-term consequences. Psychology has shown just how hard it is to treat people who have these sexual traumas at young ages. It will go into every avenue of their life in ways that you can't measure until it actually happens. And it's fucking crazy that we're trying to at all normalize this in the effort to protect some community that is particularly prone to offending. I'm sorry, but if you don't have to worry about it if you're not trying to have sex with kids. That's the amazing thing. If you just don't try to offend on a child, you will never have to worry about this law affecting you.
Yeah. And the thing is, speaking of normalizing it, what did Brian Krasenstein say on Twitter the other day?
Oh, that guy's a weirdo.
He said that the kids that go to pride parades likely have no long-term effects of seeing grown men naked, because they probably see their dad naked sometimes anyway.
Yeah, that's the same thing.
Yeah, it's definitely the same thing.
Right
if I was
there.
6 years old and I saw a random dude with penis out, I trying to think back, that would probably be devastating. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's a weird thing, because there's a difference between incidentally seeing a parent naked when you're like a really young kid or whatever.
yeah,
Like, I can't think of a time I saw my dad naked, which means I'm sure I did when I was really little at some point.
yeah, it was like once. It was like once.
Right. That's like by the time you're like 6, 7, 8, and you start developing long-lasting memories, you don't tend to see that a lot, or at least in my experience, that's not been a part of my life. I don't know what everybody else's life is like. I know my kids don't see me naked. Like, that's not a thing that happens. You know, when our kids need help in baths as little tiny children, you might have to get into a bathtub with them or something like that. Once they get to the point where they can articulate what they see, it's like, well, you know, maybe you don't need to be in there with them in the same way. Like, that's just the way we do it. And we're very Lady Raggets and I are very cautious about that, because, you know, you don't want to accidentally traumatize a child in that way. Like, there are appropriate ways to talk about, their bodies. And one of what we find to be an inappropriate way is like just randomly exposing them to ours. That would be not an acceptable thing for any of our kids. Our youngest is 5, and we still are like, we're not going to be like that's too old for us to make it around our children. I don't know what the actual limit should be. I'm not telling other people how to live their lives. I'm just saying that we made that decision where we stay, like, to us, that is part of a potential trauma that we're trying to make sure that we're not a part of.
Yeah. And the sad thing about this whole conversation is just us holding the opinion that children shouldn't be involved in public sex acts makes us labeled as alt-right.
Yeah.
I quite literally, I saw myself, I've seen comments in the last 2 days after this whole cancellation fiasco with the Phase Connect. And I've seen so many comments referring to me as an alt-right content creator. I almost hold zero. I don't think I hold any views that would be actually considered alt-right, if you actually like the actual term for alt-right. But for some reason, me not wanting children to be involved in public sex acts or having to witness public sex acts makes me in the alt-right. It's fucking crazy. We're at an unprecedented time where it's this funny thing that actually, it was perfect. So this guy posted this on my tweet and I retweeted it. But it's like this right here. Pretty much, if you are anywhere in this realm, you're just far right.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's
much where you lay.
Because all people have to do to find out you're not far right is to, just basically like look at most of your views on business and how workers should be treated. Like,
yep, exactly.
Your workers' rights stances are pretty far from far right.
Yeah.
In general, like for me, I'm a libertarian. Like I have my own ideas of how people should live their life. I don't try like. Outside of protecting typically children and people from criminal acts, I don't have any interest in policing other people's lives. That's pretty fucking far from far right. Like it's just not how that operates. The far right tends to want way more restrictions on society interactions than I do, which again, perfectly fine. Not my style, but yeah, I get lumped in with far right stuff all the time. It's like, well, I mean, not really, but I guess. I mean, I don't care. I still think the far right are people, like, and they're entitled to their political opinions. And I think that's the difference that you and I have with a lot of other people is, I mean, if someone's far right, we'll still treat them like a person.
Yeah.
We just have disagreements maybe over some stuff, but I have disagreements with fucking everybody. So who cares? So
100%, dude. Speaking of being far right, our candy man, hot diggity damn son. 3:30 until milk says kids aren't impacted. At 30, I'm scarred when I see an old fat dude naked. Yeah, dude, that's what I'm talking about. It's that thing is I remember I saw my dad. I was like 15, dude, by the way. And I remember my dad, I didn't know where my dad was, and the door opened like in the bathroom, and my dad walked out, and I just saw his butt cheeks, and like he turned and his like penis flew, like it flooped to the left. I was like, oh! And I was like 15, 14 when this happened. Like if I was 9, I'd have probably shit my pants. I'd have been like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was like, so
it's on the list of things you never want to have happen to you.
Yeah, but then you're taking there's people in Toronto taking their children to parades and seeing like 30 dudes with their dicks out. What is that? What actually is that? It's desensitizing them because of what are you prepping them for? And what's another word for prepping? Grooming.
Grooming.
Exactly.
The other part of that is like there are places you can go to be around naked people as an adult. Like you can do that. But that is not normalized behavior. There is no thing where you're like, well, I mean, we got to expose them to this so they're used to it when they turn to adults. Like, nope, that's not like if they go to the library, the grocery store, the baseball game, whatever, you're just not going to see a bunch of naked people flapping around unless you're in a weird fucking city at a weird fucking event. But that's not normal. That's, again, something that adults can choose to engage on their own, and you don't have to prep them for it, because they will make that decision if they want to. You don't have to train kids to be ready for this type of lifestyle. It's not a thing that happens.
It's just insane. Slag Lust, here's 3 for the Goomba. Love you, dude. More of the porn video out. I'm actually surprised no one's found that. Halo Millennium says, man, I get traumatized seeing a schlong on the hub, on the porn hub. Damn, Halo Millennium. What about all those pee-pee pics I sent you? Did that traumatize you? You asked for them, dude. What the hell? David Bowser says, what do you guys think of Biden putting together an executive order to ban non-compete clauses in employee contracts? I know nothing about that. But if it's coming from that administration, it's probably pretty terrible. I don't really know, though. What do you think?
I mean, I kind of hate non-compete clauses in general. I think they go way too far. They don't make a ton of sense in the way that they're used. They're usually just used to really control people's careers long after a company shouldn't have any say. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of contracts binding people's employment decisions going into the future. That said, I don't know that that's for the executive branch to do. I know lots of state legislatures are passing bans on non-competes. Those are being upheld by courts. I think that's the right way to handle it. I think, state law can take care of their own employment situations. But I had a buddy who is a personal trainer at a gym, and he had a non-compete where he couldn't be a personal trainer at another gym within 30 miles, a 30-mile radius. That's an entire fucking metro area. A 30-mile radius is huge. And it's like, okay, wait. So if this guy doesn't work for you, personal training at your gym, he can't personal train anywhere in a city of 4 million people, or like a metro area of 4 million people, anywhere. Like it'd be like there's some secret training technique for a fucking anytime fitness. Like, I'm not buying that. I don't think that that's a necessary thing. So I'm not a big fan of them in general. But again, I don't know that it should come from the executive branch. If you're going to make law through state courts where it belongs.
Agreed. Thank you, Kyle Brockhoff. Yeah, dude. Speaking of that, you know what that reminds me of? And this may be related, it may not be related. But when corporate companies, for example, that one guy, Linus Tech Tips, preface it with, I have nothing against the dude. Look, it's just a thing that his company does. They don't allow, in their contracts with their employees, they don't allow their employees to talk about salaries to first or third party, like anyone. And I feel like that's wrong, because the entire point of that existing is for them not to be able to be eligible for like a better deal or be knowledgeable of a better deal from another company that wants to bring them on to their company and give them better benefits, a better environment, and more pay, more protections. So that's kind of what it feels like to me. Kind of seems a little ridiculous. And speaking of a little ridiculous, Mr. Dog, hot diggity damn, the pink boys are coming. Damn, the British are coming. So my office is for our clients, family owned, and we help with tech work. And both y'all so glad to know. Camelot, next time you in North Carolina, I'm going to find a ticket. Nick, same. But yes, respect the nose. By the way, Mr. Doc was my dash hound at pass. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man. I love Dachshunds, man. Dash hound, Dachshund, the same thing?
Dachshund. I think you call him Dachshund because the people who own him can't pronounce words.
I used to have a wiener dog, and he was the greatest. And then he got hit by a car. Rest in peace. But yeah, thank you, Mr. Doc, so much, dude. It puts us like 270 from Fight Milk. Wolf's Bane. I'm 6'0", been teetering for 290, 300, and always had a hard time with weight. I'll lose like 30 pounds, then fall back into old habits. It's hard. Yeah. So when you are around 70 pounds overweight, 80 pounds overweight, not only, is it hard, you have to do it for such a long time. You have to do a 9-month, 10-month, 10-month thing without fail to be able to get down to a reasonable weight. If you're 20 pounds overweight, bro, that's 12 weeks. But if you're 90 pounds overweight, you have to change your whole life, and it's really hard. So I hope you get on it, doggone it, Wolf's Bane. I love you. I appreciate you. And you can make the change. I believe in you. Luis Suevas says it only goes one way. Why can't they ever take kids to strip clubs? And it's always dudes in drag, never women in drag or revealing clothing. It is something strange about that. Why is it always dude? Why did the law in California, why was it aimed at boys? Why does that disproportionately is it affected by the LGBT community? Something going on there, right?
Yeah.
Why did priests almost exclusively assault young boys in Boston when that whole thing fucking freaked out and they found all these priests that were doing these things? Why is it always young boys? Right? And males, something to that. I can't speak to it because I like women that are in their mid-20s, late 20s and have fat asses. So I can't really speak to it. You know what I'm saying? Love you, Bad Dragon, by the way. Naughty says, I got my marching orders this week. The business I work for is done in 10 weeks max. I told Nick the story on his call-in stream. Marching orders this week from the business. Do you know what that's about? He said he called into your call-in stream.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm trying to remember what. Sorry, Naughty. I remember him. He was the first caller on my call-in stream the other day. Got my marching orders this week. The business I work for is done in 10 weeks max. I forgot what it was. I'm sorry, brother. Shit.
Is he going bankrupt or something?
I don't know. He's Australian. So once someone says they're Australian, I tend to tune out everything after because I don't believe them anyway. They're not real.
He says vaping.
Oh, vaping. That's right. Oh, yeah. So Australia is like banning vaping because that's the thing to do. Like they're making it illegal. Which some U.S. states are on the path to that already. Like California, like I think you can't buy flavored vapes. Maybe not any vapes in California anymore. It's fucking crazy. And it's like
behind this.
I don't know, man, because I would rather people vape than smoke cigarettes.
Is the tobacco industry? Does it have something to do with that?
No, because the tobacco industry, I think, is involved in producing the vape products, but maybe not. I don't know.
That's really strange. There's no scientific evidence that it causes any long-term effects, right?
I mean, even if there is.
Yeah.
Even if there is, I don't care like what people do to their bodies. 100%. I care about if I go somewhere and I smell a bunch of smoke, it's kind of gross. It turns me off. I'm not a big fan of that cigarette smoke smell. I'm not even the biggest fan of a cigar smoke smell if I'm not smoking the cigar. Vaping, I don't give a shit because like it dissipates within like a foot or 2 feet of the user. It doesn't like clog up a room or whatever unless there's no airflow. And then you're probably going to die anyway because you're on that damn Ocean Gate sub. RIP. But I don't know why Australia is opposed to vaping. You can be prescribed like weird shit like cigarettes and stuff, but apparently, I don't know. They're a backwards ass country, man. They have been for a while.
I mean, they were putting people in concentration camps during COVID. They were one of the only countries doing it. So there was a few countries teetering with it, but Australia was the one. If you flew in or flew out of Australia, or if you like were positive in Australia, they put you in a concentration camp. Did you ever see those videos of people actually in the concentration camps in Australia for COVID?
No.
It was like these weird little tiny houses, and they had bars on the windows, and people were just sitting on like the porches in their chairs with masks on, and they would get tests every day, and they were there like forcibly at these concentration camps, these COVID camps. They were called wellness camps, Dusk says in Rumble. Fucking crazy. Yeah, Australia is terrifying. No, thank you. Speaking of terrifying, Caros with an orange boy. Thank you, my friend. I don't know who the hell banned you. I'm sorry about that, man, but you are unbanned for sure. And you're a mod. I don't know how I don't remember removing you. I guess I removed you from mod. I don't remember doing that. I figured I fixed it, but you're good to go. Sorry. I love you. I appreciate you. Gopher, how much for the military special tequila fight milk? God, could you imagine?
Oh, no, I will not.
Like 10 grand.
Not do it. It's yeah, it would literally be. Someone asked me on my local stream last night in the hot tub. They're like, "How much for a shot of Malort?" I'm like $1,000.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah,
I would like. I don't want it. Like, to be very clear, I don't want it, and I will attempt to price that shit out of the market. It is so disgusting. It's terrible. And personally, I've talked about this a bunch. I'm reducing the amount of drinking I did on stream because it got to be, it went from like a gimmick to a feature to like this thing that was too much. And like I recognized that and needed to cut it back. So I'm not doing like incentivized drinking because the chat is just crazy enough to make you do that shit even when you try and make it insane. So I'm not in the market for any how much to drink X. I would prefer to not drink any of that stuff. I mean, if we get to fight milk, I'm going to do fight milk. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just not like giving people goals to hit for me to drink a bunch of shit. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, so. Because they'll fucking make those goals happen and you'll die.
Yeah.
I used to do shot streams and I got blackout drunk so many times. I was like, you know what? I can't do this anymore.
Yeah. It's bad. I mean, that I drank a whole shitload that last Friday show we did. I mean, it was at least, I don't remember a lot of that stream. It was at least 9 shots of 50 to 60 proof alcohol. And it was probably more. It's like, that's too much. That's way too much. Damn. I mean, I remember when doing 4 in a show was like extra. And so now like lately I've had like 1 to 2 pretty much every show. There was one show where I think I had 4 shots of liquor over 4 hours. And that my rule was always like no more than 1 shot an hour. And somewhere I scrapped that rule a long time ago. So
that reminds me of the Flashcast when Flash got so drunk he was just screaming into the mic for like a solid 10 minutes.
Was it the liberal white women one, or was it the I'll beat the brakes off you one?
Because I'll beat the white women. It was the white women.
That was great. The I'll beat the brakes off you when he challenged the entire earth to a fight. He's like, "Go, just meet me behind fucking building and boss, I'll beat the brakes off of you. I was like, this is
Oh
great.
my God, I love
Especially
it.
when you know that Flash is a big fucking dude and his
Yeah.
hands are like, his hands are meaty as hell. I wouldn't want to get hit by Flash at all.
No, like, because people probably think, when like with Tug and Flash that they're, they could be small guys. No, Flash is a fucking monster. When I met him, I was like, oh god damn, he's huge. Tech Crisis on Rumble says I used a vape to get off cigs. Have not used either for 7 months. It was a crutch, dude. I'm telling you what. Ryu Kiroto, what's up, dude? Over on Rumble, he says I have those gains at the gym, so I must be part black, or it's my Pacific Islander genes. My god. And then of course the dude in low wall. Sorry, I'm late and gay. I'm gonna stream on Twitch as random shop fix for my kids. The dude nasty, FYI. Thank you. Saturday at 4 p.m. Thank you so much, my man. I preached the Rumble rants. Now I don't know if this happened to you, Nick.
Yeah.
But I checked my Rumble, like wallet, I guess, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And it was like there was just $400 just not in it from the last time I checked it. It was just gone. And I was like, well, okay.
Weird.
Yeah, it was like $1,100, and then I checked it and it was $650 like the next day. And I was like, what just happened? So
that has not happened to me, but I have a contract with Rumble, so my payment structure is different. And so my wallet doesn't work like other people's. So but before I did, I never saw that happen. But I can give you the contact of someone who can maybe look into it and kind of see what the hell's going on.
I
do that.
I have a meeting tomorrow with them, and I was going to ask him then. But I mean, other than that, it goes great. I mean, the streams on Rumble always got several hundred people in them. It's always that chat's always really active. But it ain't no 10,000 people like you get,
Yeah, man, they've been popping. The past couple nights have been 11,000 at peak, carrying all the way to the end of the show, which is fucking amazing. I love it. I love the Rumble audience and the interactivity that's going on there. And yeah, people are really, adhering to the platform. And again, Rumble is improving things. I know it was really rocky when I started. It's still rocky compared to YouTube, but YouTube has a decade of time of polish on them. And so, I appreciate the efforts that the Rumble team's making. I hope they continue to improve.
I really do too. And I hope one day I can become just Rumble guy, because YouTube just kills me, man. It kills me sometimes. And I'd love to not have to worry about that. Slava, Nor's boss, the Slavs, strongest in the world. I mean, look at old mountain motherfucker. Pretty sure he's just a Nord dude. He's like 6 foot, some crazy shit, and he's breaking every damn record there is. He broke so many records that he lost half the use of his fucking face.
Yeah,
he's a monster.
That's insane.
Old Half-Thor. God, what a monster.
Half-Thor Bjornsson.
Yeah, God, could you imagine being that dude? And his wife's like 4'2". She's like, dude, he is just. I just wish that there was a sex tape. Just watching this dude that's like, just the size. It wouldn't even look real.
It wouldn't. But there's two possibilities, right?
Yeah.
Like, he's either got the penis of like a 6'9" monster that hangs down to his damn knees and like goes up to her throat from the other side, like just scramble the innards, or he's got a very underwhelming penis. And I don't know what the answer is.
Yeah.
And I don't want to ever find out, but I also do. Like, I have the scientific curiosity.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it'd be like a German Shepherd's like fucking a Chihuahua. Like, it'd be just outrageous.
But maybe not. Like, that's the thing. Because if it's not, you'd be like, huh. Right? Like, you'd feel like a little bad, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like no matter what, his penis would be underwhelming because he's so fucking massive.
Yeah, he's what, like, well, he trimmed a lot for the Eddie Hall fight.
Yeah.
He cut like 60, 70 pounds.
Yeah, he looked trim, but he's still like 6 foot freaking 50.
Yeah, and he's like, even trimmed down, he's like 370 or something.
Jesus Christ, that's crazy.
But to do those like strongman shit, you need just bulk. You need mass. Because you're working on physics here. You need mass to push mass.
Yep.
And so yeah, those dudes get so fucking thick. I loved his water commercials. Did you ever see those?
No.
and it is a water company called Heavy Bubbles, and they came in jug shaped like dumbbells, and you could get them a 20-kilogram
I've seen them,
dumbbell,
yeah.
and he's walking around with those things like that shit is like, that's 45 pounds.
Yep.
He's bursting through doors and stuff. It's like, but Hafthor, what happens if I cannot lift? He's like, if you cannot lift, you cannot drink, you die. Those are so fucking great. Oh god.
Oh my god. Kay says, why is this channel censored? My comments don't go through. I have no idea. Google auto censors a lot of shit, I would imagine, but as far as that goes, the mods don't remove anything unless it's like outrageous, like, and I mean outrageous. Bad Dragonaut says, when is Nick retiring from live streams to become a full-time EverQuest streamer?
Dude, I am so jealous of like the video game streamers, because like if I could justify an old addiction and like make money on it the way they do, like that Asmongold motherfucker, he makes a shitload of money, right? Like, and some of those other like video game streamers, like they sit there and they play video games, and you play them all the time. So you dump in a bunch of hours, which means you get better. And if it's a loot-based game like an MMO, like you're getting great stuff. You get streamer privilege where people want to have you like associated with them. They'll like let you take drops and stuff that otherwise you'd have to fight for. And like, if you could do that, oh my God, I would probably die. Like I would probably legitimately wither away into some sort of, you know, dead husk sitting at the stream, but I would like it the whole time. That's probably why I'll never do it.
Speaking of that, Asmongold almost has completely transitioned into like reaction stuff.
Yeah, he reacts to a lot of stuff now.
Dude, when he started doing that, he had 1 million sub channel like within 6 months because he was just covering news that was popular.
Yep.
That's all it took. Went insane. And I know what you mean. It would be so great to just play some World of Warcraft and not really talk much and just fucking play World of Warcraft. But unfortunately on YouTube, that don't do shit. You know, for people like us, you got to be like one of the top 5 streamers in the world to be able to actually stream just video games.
Yeah, I mean, Dr. Disrespect competes, but I mean, Dr. Disrespect on Twitch was blowing away top YouTube streamers. But Dr. Disrespect on YouTube, he just competes with top American streamers.
Yeah.
And that's crazy to think of, like the #1 streamer. And that's the difference in the live streaming and gamification of monetization that goes on. Twitch has built that culture and community, and YouTube's tried to emulate it, but it doesn't work the same. But yeah, I mean, it would be a lot of fun to do that. But I know it's real. Like, I'm not minimizing it. That I'm saying that the people who do it are really good. When I play video games on streams, it's terrible because I like don't talk ever because I'm trying to play the game, or I talk all the time and I really suck at the game. Those dudes can like talk and be really fucking competitive, and it's like, it's a skill. Anyone who thinks you can't, that it's easy, try it. Try streaming video games and watch like you'll never get a view in your life.
It's true, dude.
I
Actually, a lot of people probably don't realize this. I know a lot of you in the chat do, but a lot of people don't realize this is I did video game streaming on YouTube all the way up until 2021. So for 2 years straight, I played every game under the sun. I did every Silent Hill, every Resident Evil, every Metal Gear, all the way through. I played all of them, and I only got like 100 viewers on every single stream. And now, granted, most of them are in here right now. They're my true blues. They never left, you know. But when you talk about amount of viewership, as soon as I changed to talking format, which is, you know, I did it because I was, you know, gaming was stressful, you know, and trying to keep up with all that shit. But as soon as I switched to talking, it was 600 immediately, 600% increase in viewership. And then when I started my show, it was over 1,000% increase in viewership. So I mean, it's a no-brainer. Look, I would love to play games. I love games more than anything. Even though I said on my last stream that it's not a legitimate hobby. That's like saying watching movies is a hobby. I don't feel like it is, but I love video games. I think it's fantastic. And I wish I could play them more, but unfortunately, if it was a 200% increase or 100% increase in viewership, maybe, but it's like 1,000% increase to not play video games. So I just don't have a choice, unfortunately.
Yeah. And you can't, if you do something else on a channel, you can't play video games and do the other content. It will completely crush your algorithm distribution. People don't like your audience doesn't like it because the number of people who watch you talk versus the number of people who want to watch your ass play a video game is way different. And I've always encouraged, I know a couple lawyers, and I learned this before I really got into streaming by watching Leonard French. There's this period of time, or not watching Leonard French because I really don't. He's fine. He's just not my cup of tea. But watching his channel, and like there's this period of time where you could tell he kind of didn't know what to do for legal content, or he got tired of it or whatever. He started playing video games. I mean, his numbers fucking tanked straight down because he did it all on the same channel. It's like, you can't do this, man. Like, no, that's not what people want to see. And it messes with the algorithm for YouTube. So I've always tried to keep that distinct. And I'm always very clear. I'm shitty at video games. That's the other problem. So if I'm doing it, it's just for my leisure. And so I can hang out with people while I wind down, but I haven't done it much in a long time because I haven't been that excited to play much.
Same. And I mean, look at Hills versus Babyface. So he'll have a stream where he's just doing a talkie stream, and he'll have 5,000 concurrent, like him and Gary. But he'll play like a game and have 400 people.
Yep.
That's just too much of a discrepancy for me. Because when it boils down to, and Nick will agree, like, you have bills, man.
Don't tell me what I agree to or not. I don't have bills. I never even heard of bills. Who's Bill? I thought you were with me.
Who the fuck is Bill? Mr. Doc. Thank you. He was my boy, Mr. Doc. And if I need a place nowhere, I got you for a spare room. American Ninja Warrior. People cross from me oddly. Weirdly enough. Thank you, Mr. Doc. I love you. I appreciate you for your orange boy. Mrs. Carrie Davidson. Thank you so much, baby. Hope you're doing well. She's always there for me. Her in her picture. I love you. Appreciate you. Marcel Defar. Bro, love the RE streams, but you got to evolve or die. Dude, I'm glad you understand it. A lot of people don't. A lot of people are like, I wish you, I have people to this day that would message me and be like, I don't watch you anymore because you don't game stream. I wish you would still game. And I'm like, I would, if I wouldn't lose everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, so thank you, Marcel. I appreciate you. I try to do what everybody will enjoy, but you can't really do that. You know, thank you, Marcel. And that puts us 180 from Fight Milk. Oh, wait, nope. Let me just, that puts us.
If I'm going to have to go get damn Fight Milk, I'm going to be fucking livid.
Dude, same. It's not, I don't even have it up here. I just stopped bringing it up here because it's been so long. VJK says, my coolant boils out of my reservoir. Car doesn't overheat. With the AC, the coolant boils more, slows down with the heat on. Got a new radiator, but that didn't help. Replacing my thermostat, radiator cap, and AC fan next. What should you do? Your car.
Welcome to Car Talk. This is Click and Clack, the Tappert brothers. We're here to tell you about your Chevy Nova, your 1979 Chevy Nova that you're calling in with problems here. It's like, what is this? What is this? Mechanic stream going on?
Your coolant boils out of your reservoir. Your car doesn't overheat. A, you're overfilling your reservoir. B, the much more devastating is you have a slight head gasket leak, and your coolant / water is leaking out of your exhaust. And I would probably lean more towards your head gasket on your engine. Thank you, VJK. I appreciate you so much for your question. I love you. But yeah, sounds like a head gasket to me, because I just experienced the blown head gasket like a month ago. So I know all about that shit. So that's how that works. But get on it, doggone it. Oh, God,
Eric Stone has it. Get a new car. There's the answer. Get a new car. What's wrong with you?
There you go, Eric. Just get you a new car. What's up? Oh, my God. Speaking of new damn car. Fire PA! Says, to quote Ace Ventura, hi-ho, silver away! Onward to Fight Milk. It's looking more and more realistic every second. Thank you so much, Fire PA. That puts me to our next subject matter. So I tweeted out yesterday because people are getting angry because apparently they didn't realize Ace Ventura Pet Detective existed. And there's a character in it called Ray Finkel that pretends to be a woman to infiltrate the police force to take out a vendetta on the Dolphins NFL team for sacking him after he missed a field goal. The person is not trans in the movie. It's literally a guy pretending to be a woman to infiltrate. But of course, trans people have adopted this as being a trans person because they're treated poorly in the movie at the end for a butt of a joke. Therefore, they're offended because it's the butt of a joke. And it's a hilarious fucking movie if you've ever seen it. And I said the film has aged bad in quotes, which is what they're saying. And I said, no, society has. And this tweet went fucking nuclear, and I did not expect it to. And then I said, when activists realize that normal people don't care what offends them and try to police comedy to morally grandstand for trans people. And that's the issue. There's all kinds of examples you can give where people say, hey, this movie is negative towards trans, or this movie has jokes in it that are negative towards trans. What I would, argue is either A, and preface this with, I don't have a problem with anybody. If you're an adult, fuck it. Do what you want to do. More power to you. I don't have a problem with trans people, LGBT. I don't give a fuck. Just leave children alone. You're cool with me. But that being said, A, either you want equality, or B, you are not able to be the butt of a joke. Therefore, you want special privileges in humanity. And somebody responded to this tweet saying, misgendering somebody is the same thing as calling a black person the N-word. And if you actually believe that, you need to find the nearest cliff. And you need to take that one final step, boys. Because you being confused about who you are is not the same as people that were persecuted for hundreds of years. In America, at least.
Yeah.
So that was the thing. What do you think about that, Nick?
I mean, all these comparisons are always bullshit. But
Yeah.
I mean, the Ace Ventura thing, Einhorn and Finkel, that was not a trans. This wasn't a trans issue. This was someone specifically, not because they identify as a woman, but because they were hiding their identity for a nefarious purpose. Like, that was the idea. This is not like some deep-seated, like, oh, I've always seen myself as a woman. It's like, no, the whole point of it was they were in hiding from their past and to propagate this shit against Dan Marino. Like, that was the plot. So anyone getting mad about any of this stuff, just find a I don't know, a building in Syria and wait for a nuke to hit it.
It's so silly, man. It's so silly to me because they're taking old movies that were made in a time when comedy was comedy and you could joke about pretty much anything. And they're making it to where you can't joke about certain things. And for some reason, I mean, you can joke about black people. You can joke about white people. You can joke about Mexicans. You can joke about Hispanic people. You can joke about Jewish people, like Helena in the damn chat right now. She's Jewish as hell. Back goat, super Jewish. Can't stand it. You can joke about these people all day, all along. And Jewish people, arguably, especially during World War II, were so persecuted it's not even funny. But
not according to Roseanne.
God damn. But
Roseanne,
for some reason, for some reason, trans people can't be joked about.
Yeah.
Why is that?
They're off limits.
It's crazy.
They are. Sargon talked about this. They're the top of the progressive stack right now, right? Like, there's a shuffling of categories of people, of demographics, and right now the trans sit as kings or queens, whatever they choose to be, of the world, and that's how it is. Everybody else has to learn to be subservient to the trans at the moment. Like, that's just how it be. I don't know who makes the decision. Probably the Council on Foreign Relations and the Bilderbergers or whatever. But somebody does. Like, somebody is like, who are we gonna bolster today? It's the trans. You know what? It's gonna be the trans for like 2 years. It'll be the trans, and then we'll find someone else to make the tippy top. And I dread the day that it's pedophiles, like, because that's coming. I know that pedophiles are they're gonna move right to the top of the stack. You won't be able to stop them, and that's terrifying.
I shit you not. I was sitting in my car in 2013 at a gas station, dropping my buddy off because he was leaving for the Air Force basic the next day. And I dropped him off because he lived with me for like a week before he went. And I dropped him off in 2013, and we had this conversation. And I was like, maps, pedos, whatever you call it, they're next. They're coming. It's coming. And he's like, dude, no, I'm like, no, it's coming, motherfucker. It's coming. You can't stop it. Because if anybody is okay, if anybody can get into that marginalized group and say they're oppressed, they're going to do it. And it's going to happen. You can't stop it. It's just, we need to do something and stop it. There needs to be some kind, we need to just pop a cap. That's what should happen. Speaking of pop a cap real quick, our Candy Man says, go get your milk, REKIETA. I want to see it. Speaking of our Candy Man, dude, I appreciate you for that, Red Boy. That is insane support. You're goated. Your penis is large. I can't even see. You can't even fit on a screen. Is how big it is. Thank you so much. I love you. I appreciate you. I don't deserve that shit, but I'm so damn thankful for that ginormous fat ass Red Boy.
I'm not.
He's not. But also, Ryu Kiroto on Rumble with $100 Rumble rant says, "Fight milk, get boys like I'm getting in the gym right now." Ooh, thank you, Rio Kuroto, the first Red Boy on Rumble in a while. Thank you so much, dude. I love you. Matt himself said, "Let's go. I'll throw one back with y'all. Cars ain't the easiest thing to troubleshoot on the internet. Killer show. Fight milk contribution. I enjoy these streams. Get that butt." Well, I appreciate you, man, because I will say this. I'll be honest with you guys. When the Pippa thing was happening the other night, I was kind of worried. That, look, we all get that way, I'm sure. But when I was sitting there in bed, I couldn't really sleep because I was like, man, did I fuck up? Like, for real? I'm sure you've had those thoughts, Nick. I was sitting in bed.
Never. I've never thought I might have done something stupid in regards to social media ever.
Dude, I was laying in bed and I was like, man, I might have fucked up. I might have really fucked up and I fucking destroyed everything. And every bone in my body wanted to DM Pippa again. I mean, I've already talked to her, but I wanted to DM her and be like, look, dude, I fucked up, dude. I'm so sorry. I fucked up so hard. But I refrained because I don't want to be a bitch. Trying to stand my ground, but I just felt real bad about the whole situation. Marcel DeForest says, the worst case of hemorrhoids I've ever seen. That's why Roger's dead. He found Captain Winky.
Yep.
Oh my God. What a great movie. Thank you so much, Marcel. Helena says, lurking while driving. Can't follow Chad. Hello, everyone. Thank you, Helena. I love you. Appreciate you. Karos, hot take. If you say the misgender wording, but not the N-word, misgender is not the N-word. Agreed, Karis. Agreed. 100,000%. Backgoat says, well, I better open the old wallet. L'chaim. Thank you. Or is that L'chaim?
L'chaim.
Look, I'm not Jewish. I'm a white guy from the trailer.
I know. I'm trying to help you as an honorary Jew emeritus. You got to say L'chaim.
All I know is get on it, doggone it, and I'm as serious as a possum in a dumpster. That's all I know.
It's pretty Jewish.
It's pretty Jewish. No, fucking for real though. One of my Jewish friends, this girl I know, her favorite animal on earth is damn screaming ass possums, and she's Jew. She's Jewish as hell. She loves possums. I don't know what the correlation is. Backgoat, do you know?
Possums are weird, man.
They look similar.
I caught one time. It was when we lived in the Twin Cities. My neighbor across the street was freaking out because their daughters were outside, and this possum just like walking down the street in the middle of the fucking day. And she's like going nuts. I'm like, all right, I'll go take care of the damn possum. So I had this grocery store box, like you go get your paper bags from a grocery store, and a couple of them would have these cardboard boxes with handles that you could carry 2 bags in them. I don't know what the purpose of these things were, because you could just carry 2 grocery bags. You could actually carry 4 grocery bags if you didn't have the box. But anyway, I had one in my garage. I'm like, all right. So I went to go capture the possum with this box, and I go up to it and I'm like walking behind it because possum's stupid. It doesn't even know I'm there, and they're not very fast. This motherfucker turns and looks at me and goes, ah! And his like claws, I notice, are like this long. And he goes, wee, and like jumps at me.
Oh my God.
I like jump backwards, like sprawling from someone trying to take you down in wrestling. I like sprawl backwards and drop with the box on top of it. I'm like, aha, I got you. And then I was like, all I have to do now, this will be easy. I'll just pick up the box and turn it over with the possum in it, right? Wrong, Camelot. Because if you stick your hands in those handles, your little fingers are going to get shredded up by this thing. And I'm like, oh, I didn't think this through at all. I was not planning on the follow through for this. So then I had to get a big ass tote that was bigger than the box and slide it under the box to capture it inside a full enclosure. And then I tumped it down and I took it back to the ditch and I threw it in the ditch so it could walk away from like just the area. But I was like, my dumbass almost got rabies or whatever shit that possum had in it.
Jesus, dude,
It was
possums are
gross.
terrible. That's one of my favorite. Like, you watch Instagram reels, right? Like that fucking where it's like when you're home alone, or it's like when you're home and babe is rubbing your back,
Yeah.
and it's like a possum and somebody's just scratching a possum's back, and then it's like, and then you realize you live alone, and the possum turns slowly, and he's like, it's like he's just screaming as he turns. God, I love it. Speaking of screaming, boys, we are 250 likes from goal. Pippa's currently beat me by like 400 likes on her stream, so we got to beat her ass.
It's rabbit season,
after
boys.
she rudely sicked her community on me in a definitely malicious way.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a joke, friends. Make sure you like the stream, boys. Come on, get on it. We got to keep up with the VTubers, our dumbasses, our flesh tuber asses. We're hanging on by a thread. So get on it, doggone it, and help your boys out with them delicious likes. I appreciate you guys so much. We do have Fight Milk coming up very soon, and then we do have you have Neck and Snake first. You doing a show tonight, Nick?
Yeah, I am.
Ooh, what's on the menu tonight?
I got my man Eric Hunley is on with me tonight. He's got a YouTube channel. He covers all sorts of stuff. America's Untold Stories with Mark Rubert. I think he has 2 YouTube channels. Anyway, so he covers all sorts of topics. I've been on his show a bunch. He's never been on mine, but perfect time to have him on because his coverage of Alec Baldwin and the Rust set shooting has prompted a district attorney in New Mexico to try and strong arm him into revealing his sources for his reporting. He had some anonymous sources telling him some information. I don't even know what information he was disseminating, but it rattled that New Mexico DA, and they're trying to strong arm him into revealing those sources. The only problem, of course, is that journalistic shield laws exist to protect journalists and protect their sources from government overreach. So this DA is illegally attempting to threaten him and harass him into revealing who gave him information. So we're going to talk about that, and then we'll get that situation locked down. Then we'll talk about kind of whatever else is going on in the world. There's a shitload of stuff. So he's very cool, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Hell yeah. Make sure you guys check that out. It's going to be spicy. I'll be eating ramen while I watch it, which is what I usually do every night. Billy Hatcher says, streaming tonight. This is for my Fight Milk. Sounds good, my friend. I appreciate you, Billy Hatcher. Exactly, says Jeremy D. Day. Cobra streams his talk show, CobraCast, then starts a separate stream for gaming after. It hasn't seemed to kill his channel. Only 20% of viewership on gaming streams, though. Yeah, it doesn't kill your channel. It just long term, because I know he hasn't done it for I noticed he started doing it kind of recently. I watched him a few weeks ago play Fortnite, I think, for the first time on that stream. But when you change your channel description to gaming and it's wildly different from your normal content, the algorithm will get really confused. So that's the whole point, is you want to keep everything exactly under the same vein. Otherwise, it's like, no, motherfucker. Which is why, like, the talk deal for me is kind of related to my normal videos, because I'm just talking about shit. And I talk about some similar things. So that's important. Mike B says, when I game on computer, it takes too much electric and my AC stops working. That sounds about right. That was me when I used to live in the trailer, man. My computer would be screaming. Kyle says, are you going to do a meetup in Florida anytime soon? I'll be in Orlando in October. But I don't know if we're doing like an official meetup. I'll have to figure it out. But I know I'll be in October.
I'm going to probably have a small one in the Tampa area at the beginning of August. When I figure that out, I'll let people know. But it's not going to be like a big thing. It's not going to be a show. It'll basically be, I'm going to be at this bar. If people want to come, hang out, have some drinks and talk for a couple hours, that's what I'll be doing. So I did that last year. I'll do it again this year. I'm not going to have as much time in Florida this year because of other shit going on, but I'll try and let people know a little bit ahead of time.
Dude, yeah, that's me in Orlando. I'm just hanging out with some people, a few fans, and a bunch of mods and stuff. And I might schedule something, but I don't know I don't think anybody would show up if I did that. So I'm just I'm a dumbass. I guess I'll gauge it by Montsuri. If people come to my table at Montsuri, I'll be like, all right, cool, I can do a meetup. But if no one comes to my table, I ain't doing no damn meetup, because I ain't having like 2 people show up, and one of them's here to kill me because they're pissed at me because of the Pippa thing. Bad Dragonaut says, when Nick starts his EverQuest channel, Camelot will open his own Pimp My Ride style reality YouTube show garage. I can't afford that shit. I can't. I can't afford pimping people's rides, bro. It ain't happening. I can barely afford to live my own life, man. But yeah. Speaking of living my own damn life, have you noticed this? So this is the last thing I wanted to cover today. And dude, I see it so much, and I'm starting to think that it's all engineered like on purpose. So I'll scroll Instagram or Facebook or something, right?
Yeah.
And I will see these articles so often where it's like Lizzo review, life affirming performance, leave you baffled. And it's like I said right here, I have to give Lizzo credit. Seeing these articles pop up a dozen times daily is the best gym motivation I've ever had.
Yeah.
But I see them every like 10 seconds. It's like Lizzo is stunning people with her beautiful body and her amazing performance. And they purposefully use the fattest fucking disgusting pictures they could possibly conjure. Right.
Yep.
Like, look how awful this looks. And they always try to say she's so sexy. And I feel like it's engineered literally for engagement and comments for people to be like, this is awful. Right.
Yeah, it's astroturfed. I mean, Lizzo, for as much as I hate Lizzo for existing, Lizzo is for some reason a marketable brand. I mean, they've forced it. They have crammed her into the public eye in any way that they can. But I mean, she's marketable, and so the production behind Lizzo, which is not just a KFC, surprisingly, will consistently try and push her into things. And they have a ton of money because she returns a ton of money on that investment. So yeah, I mean, you're going to see it astroturfed. They will, they'll buy positive stories in any of these publications, because these sort of click online publications, which are designed to go viral, and these exist on both sides of the political spectrum. All of these things are designed like this. They can go up to these small budget publications. They can pay them $10,000 for a positive story about Lizzo, huge for the publication. Then that thing can come out. Then they can have people who are kind of engineered to grab Lizzo content and distribute it across the web as a marketing team. Like, they can make those stories go viral constantly. So they do that to push this shit out through garbage publications and into the face of everybody through very, very carefully curated social media distribution teams. And if you don't know how these work, it's really interesting to kind of find out the business of this. But there are people on Twitter, and you go, why does this person who has 9,000 followers get unreal levels of engagements on like every type of a particular tweet? They'll make personal tweets and get nothing. But when they make a tweet about a topic, like let's say they talk about anime or whatever, and nobody listens to this person on anything, but when they make a tweet about anime, suddenly it's got 500,000 views. And you're like, this doesn't make any sense. That's because they're not the marketing arm, but the marketing arm is like followed by industry people, and they follow these like targeted accounts. And so they're like this redistribution network that happens on Twitter and other social media sites. And virality is engineered by these companies. Every time you see a viral clip, almost guarantee there is a marketing company behind that viral clip that is unless it's an established creator. But from a nobody, they sell the rights to this company. They take their marketing team, pump it up, and they do a very weak revenue share with the creator. But the creator doesn't have monetization anyway. So They might make $2,000-$3,000 on the stupid video of their dog falling off a cliff and landing on a kitten or whatever. But the marketing company behind it is going to make the 20 to 30 grand, the 90% share, and they're the ones who are going to ensure virality. And then they will secure the rights to that video so that when other people want to use it, they can sell that video clip to them for even more money. Same thing happens with these articles. There's just a network of viral marketing is an actual network, and it requires strategic points of distribution across social media. That's why Lizzo's getting this shit. That's why you're like, I don't know anybody who likes this stuff, and it's massively popular online. It's all fucking engineered.
Yep. 100%. And I wish it wasn't, because I'm tired of seeing Lizzo's freaking giant ass flopping around. And to her credit, it's pretty impressive that she stays like huge, because when you watch her at a show,
she's high energy.
dude, she is running everywhere. And I'm like, dude, she must eat 10 to 12,000 calories per day to stay at her weight.
You gotta be. I mean, it's
crazy.
massive amounts.
Dude, when I worked at GameStop and I started just doing a decent diet and cutting, I got so small because I was running back and forth doing marketing, doing shipment, helping customers. You know, when I worked at Walmart, same shit. I was walking freaking a mile through all these damn stores, back, forth. And you know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, I just can't believe it. She'd be eating so much that it's unbelievable. And
I don't know how they do it. It's so gross.
God, she's the size of a house, bro. But at any rate, speaking of being the size of a house, if you want to go ahead and go run and get your fight milk, feel free to do that, and I'll hold down the fort.
Fuck you, I hate you. I'll be right back.
It ain't my fault, shit. It's this goofy chat's fault. The chat's fault for getting us to fight milk for the first time in forever. I appreciate you guys so much. I don't deserve your love. But we hopefully will beat Pippa today in the super chats. I'm not going to boast about it to her on Twitter, because I'm trying not to make any waves. But that is the goal, is for us dumbass flesh tubers to keep up with these VTubers. Linda Hunter asked what happened. So I don't know if you were there. I had a show with a VTuber named Pipkin Pippa. Great, entertaining girl. She's awesome. And we joke back and forth a lot on Twitter. A lot. Okay. And a Tennessee Marine says, do not donate. Okay. Now what? No, motherfucker. I mean, Daddy needs a Ferrari that I'll never be able to afford. But yeah, so I had her on my show. It was awesome. I've talked to her several times. We go back and forth on Twitter and joke around. And I posted a picture of some random girl that works out with me. And it was an obvious joke. And I was like, hey, LOL, hanging out with definitely not Pippa. And Pippa quote tweeted it and said, don't post stuff like this. LOL, people will believe it. It's could lead to financial issues or something. And then it blew the fuck up. And it was all over 4chan for days. It was crazy. And I was getting bombarded with death threats and shit, because I guess I broke the illusion, because all these guys want to, you know, bang their characters or whatever. The community is way weirder than I thought. So that being said, I talked to Pippa in DMs. We squashed it. I apologize. It was cool. And then her management reached out to me. So it was a whole thing. It's over now. But I did lose like 300 subscribers from it. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you get on it, doggone it. Because I got ripped in half for that. Steve says fat is beautiful is the mantra, so they can all get diabetes and be on expensive insulin forever. Shocking, right? It's almost like it's planned. Miner Zerkar says shirt's coming off. Yes, sir. Bad Dragonaut says bold of you to assume Pippa's a girl. That's true. Backgoat says a few more shekels for my favorite Minch. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you so much for all your love. 27 super chats away from 100 super chats total, which I don't think I've hit in like a year. I appreciate you guys so much. You guys are goated. Appreciate you. 150 likes until the goal. 1,000 likes to catch up to Pippa today. I appreciate that's all it was. Rumble my nutsack on Rumbles. Yep, it was. That's all it was. And to me, even to this day, it feels so silly. But apparently it was just a big deal, man. It was a real weird big deal. And I wish it wasn't, but it was. So make sure you hit that plusy, the like button on Rumble if you're over on Rumble, and don't forget to follow on Rumble as well. Try to get me a deal on Rumble so I can not die. So the Pippa stuff was the line for those who unsubbed. Yes, I lost a lot. And now 300 is not a lot in comparison, but it feels like a lot. You know, Bad Dragonaut says blue gang train. Thank you, Bad Dragon. I appreciate you so much. Once Nick gets back, I'm going to go get my fight milk, and then we're going to do naked steak and fight milk, and then I'm going to let him do his show because he's got stuff to do. And I do need to thank my boy for coming on. So that's what Kevin R becomes a new member. If you are not a member on YouTube, we're getting our ass kicked by Pippa and Craig. So if you're not a member, it helps out a lot. It's like $3 or some shit, or $4. It helps your boy out too much. So get on it, doggone it. Thank you, Kevin R. Appreciate you. Cody is not an approved flesh tuber. I'm trying, baby. I'm trying. People were really mad. They were really mad at this flesh tuber right here. and said Pippa should never work with another flesh tuber again because of this. Yeah, it was pretty silly. All right. So, hey, Bad Dragon Out became a member. I appreciate you, dude. Love you. I'm going to go get my fought milk. So now it's time for Mr. Nick REKIETA to tell you guys where to follow him.
I don't know how to do this streaming thing. Don't leave. He made me. He put me. Hey, guys, what's up? Of course, if you don't know where to find me, I'm sorry for not effectively viral marketing you. You can find me on pretty much most platforms at REKIETA Law. I primarily stream on Rumble. I start my streams on YouTube, but about an hour to an hour and a half into the show, we kick over to Rumble exclusively in the effort to bring more people over to that platform. And it has been great. I encourage all of you to check it out. I'm also on Twitch at REKIETA Law. I really only stream occasionally there, but you can find me on Twitter and Instagram as well at REKIETA Law. You can find me on REKIETA Law on Facebook too, but I don't really do anything with that, although I'm looking to change that at some point in the future. But right now, primary platforms, Rumble and YouTube, are the main places, and you'll find me every weeknight at 11 p.m. Central. And how come you don't upload the audio to Spotify? A couple reasons. One, it's more things to do. And more things to do is more things to do. And I know that sounds weird, but like it just adding to a workflow that you've established is not like, oh, that's so hard. It's just hard to get your mindset into that. The other reason is because I think people may overestimate how well a live show translates to a Spotify download without any sort of editing. And I don't know, maybe I'm wrong on that, but it's never just been a huge driver for me to have an audio version. I used to, and it didn't get a ton of play, but you know, I don't know. It is kind of on my list of things to do. I don't know if I'll do it through Spotify or through locals, but something. But right now, just I'm working on some other things with the show and myself. So until I kind of get those wrapped down, I'm not really focused on that at the moment. I'm not focused on that at the moment. Of course, the place you can find me most times the most time when I'm not on my regular show is at rekietalaw.locals.com. We also have a great community of people over there, a live chat going all the time, and people in there, you know, talking, shit posting, doing whatever the hell they want to do. It's great. It's a fun place with good folk. And I do locals exclusive live streams after every Rumble and YouTube live stream as well. So there's like an after show that's extra for just my lovely locals community. So you can check that out as well. The other place you can find me is anywhere that there is trouble happening on the internet, because I seem to be involved in all of it, even though I don't want to be involved in any of it. So that's there. Oh, welcome back. Oh, thank you for gracing us with your presence on your own show. You scumbag.
Yes. So I was looking for alcohol because, well, liquor, because I've had so many people staying with me, so I'm having to replace liquor all the time, and I couldn't find any. And I saw like some brake fluid, and for one moment, I was like, oh, and I was like, wait a second, that'd fucking kill me. What am I doing? Don't drink brake fluid, but I will drink a Kirkland. I'm gonna put some Kirkland in my fight milk today, so that'll be decent and cold. Why are you making that face, Nick?
What are you? Are you Amaranth's dead ovaries? Is that what you are?
I don't have any.
What kind of bullshit fight milk garbage is this? I drink this seltzer. I import some of it in my milk.
I'll try. I'm trying something, damn it. I'm trying to do something.
Are those cinnamon crystals from a cinnamon liquor?
It's like
that would be
vodka, some vodka shit. I'll pour both of them in there. Pour both of them in. Jess is in here. Waifu Tron.
What's up, waifu? How you
doing, baby? All right. First, we'll do. Oh, I'll do Nega Snake. You don't have to do it, but
I always do. Of course, I'm gonna do it.
I just make sure.
What is this shit? Oh, you don't have to do it. You're likely a bitch, so you won't do it.
And then we'll do
I'm getting naked like it's Toronto up in this piece.
While we're doing Naked Snake, and Fight Milk Guys. Master Lions, how you doing? Kitty Stalker, I didn't even see that. Hold on, let's grab that real quick.
I'm gonna start cracking my eggs.
Get it. Kitty Stalker says, screw these VTubers selling their souls. Thank you, Kitty Stalker. I appreciate you. I love you. You're goated as hell. By the way, 130 likes till 1,000. Please like the stream. Helps your boy out. And of course on Rumble as well. We just hit 100. We're going to do Naked Snake. I'm going to actually make my Fight Milk and then do Naked Snake so we can just do it all in one hit.
Yeah.
And then Nick has a big show today. So don't forget to jump over to that stream. It's going to be a lot of fun. Starts at, I'm assuming, 11 Central.
Yeah. I'm going to go regret drinking. I always use too much milk when I make these. I got to remember to put the eggs in first.
That's what I do, because then it like kind of shows me. Otherwise, God, it's getting all over me. Otherwise, you just use way too much.
Yeah.
So eggs first. God, the yolk's running down my leg, and it's so juicy. God. Oh. Why is it so juicy?
I do hate this part. Like, Fight Milk isn't that bad, but I do hate doing it a little bit. Like a little bit.
Same. But it seems kind of rare every once in a while. Here we go. Here's the Milkies.
It's been a minute. I've here's my see. Look, I got way too much in here.
That's about the same.
You guys understand? You got to chug this. It's gross to like chug anything. I don't even like chugging non-alcoholic stuff.
All right, here we go.
Never been my thing.
Try to do this thing right here. There's gummies in this. I'm trying to like not get any gummies in it.
Is there liquid in there?
Yeah, it's like vodka.
Oh, that looks filthy.
I'm trying to get no gummies in it, but I just can't get enough.
What kind of gummies are in there?
Swedish Fish.
Oh,
Vodka.
what's wrong with you? What kind of degenerate den of villainy is that?
Yeah, you know them white girls.
Yeah, I met you.
Some white girl fucking made it. She's like, I'm going to make custom alcohol. And I'm like, what? And then she just made a bunch of gummy alcohol. With just gummies.
I'll put Swedish Fish and vodka. You look at her and say, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I was far too drunk. All right. Just put a little swig of the Kirklands in there as well, along with the vodka, milk, and eggs.
Oh, yeah, you got the vodka in there at least. That's okay.
Yeah,
okay.
got a little bit of that gross-ass red, juicy vodka that tastes like gummies. And I don't even like Swedish Fish, man.
No.
They're like the least gummy favorite at all.
What is it with white girls and candy? I mean, they're just like, oh, candy. I love candy. Like,
yeah.
You know, fruity, gummy, sugary candy. I almost never eat candy. I barely eat chocolate or anything. And like Lady Raggett loves candy. She'll like sit there and just like kill a bag of Mike and Ike's or whatever. I'm like, how do you just eat? Like, how do you eat candy? I can't.
Dude, yeah, same. If you bring me a slice of cheesecake, bro, I'll fuck it up. But like for anything else, no. Why is it always? That's what I'm saying, Flux. I don't get it. Why is it always those damn nasty fish? Debbie Prescott with an orange boy, even trying to hit that stretch goal, which is 350 away. Thank you. Hot damn, 2 hot guys on fire 24/7. Snakes go. Love you guys. Make life happy. Thank you so much, Debbie.
Thank you, Debbie.
Debbie's too good to me. Here we go. We're 100 likes away exactly. Let's start. Naked Snake. Oh my God.
The snake is naked.
It's time for Naked Snake. Thank you guys so much. Love you. Appreciate you. Stop bringing stuff. Appreciate you. Love you. Get on it, doggone it. Oh my God, look at it. Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Here we go. I gotta take my headset off first, though.
Yeah, I know.
What a thrill with darkness and silence.
Got to get that yarmulke in place.
What a thrill.
There we go. Here we go, boys. Here we go. It's that time. 181 times in a row, the Naked Snake has arrived, boys. Here we go.
The weirdest show on the internet.
Oh my God. But for you.
Oh, I was going to drink that. Fuck that.
Don't do it yet. in my time. There be nobody else. Ooh. Cry. It's the way I fly to you. My God. I'm still in a dream, snake eater. Whew, I tell you what, boys. 181 times in a row, and I hope you're happy. Now, I did use a picture of you for the thumbnail because you look kind of jacked in it.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
You been working out?
Yeah, a little bit.
I was like, damn, his shoulder's looking kind of slick.
When I get time. Time.
It doesn't take much. Thank you guys so much. Hitting the chorus one more time. I give my life, not for honor, but for you. Thank you, Steph. For the booze.
It's Pride Month every show here.
Oh, yeah. There be nobody else. Ooh, Jessica Reloaded. The same emojis. Cry. It's the way I fly to you. Jack Murphy coming in strong. Back Goat. Jack Murphy. Rudy too. Oh my God, Waifu. Chrome. Doesn't end, boys. Thank you, Waifu Chrome. Love you. Snake Eater. Back Goat. My boys. Get on it. Doggone it. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Here it is.
All you, baby.
Thank you so much, boys. Love you. Back Goat. Love you. 181 times in a row. We're 19 away from 200. I didn't even think 100 was possible, or 50.
Damn.
And we're there, boys. We're there. I appreciate you.
That's all you, chat. That is all.
Hell yeah. I don't know why, but I'm appreciating it. Speaking of the goal, Zia messaged me and she said she was gonna do a bikini goal. Zia Land.
Yeah. You told this story last time. She blew it out of the water.
She's hit it every time now. She's been keeps doing it.
Wait, is she up it from 200 yet?
I don't know. I need to ask her. I'm like, that should not be 200. That should be like 500 at least, at the very least, because your body look too rocking, baby. Just get on it, doggone it. You know. If I was a female, dude, that'd be $1,000 goal if I was a girl. Shit, maybe more. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? All right, 75 likes away. I need you guys to hit that like button. Hit that like button like it's your girlfriend's ass cheeks. And let's do some Fight Milk. It's time, boys. Mine's curdled and ready.
It's disgusting.
This is the first Fight Milk in a while. I appreciate you guys so much for all the love and all the kindness. And it just so happens it's Nick doing it again with me. Can you believe this shit? New video tomorrow. Don't forget. It's going to be awesome. I'm excited, boys. Very excited. Don't forget to go to Nick's stream after this. It's in 30 minutes. It's going to be a lot of fun. Get the hell on it. Diggity dog on it. We got some Fight Milk coming at you, boys.
Oh, that looks fucking gross.
I just hope it's not cold. I hate when it's cold. It hurts. But I gotta dump it.
The time? When's the time?
I just smell it.
It smells
like all ass. American Dreamer, Made in Iron, Skytex. Appreciate you guys so much. It's that time for Fight Milk. Get on it, doggone. Let's go, Nick. Woo! Oh yeah!
Disgusting! Wow!
What? You almost did it as fast as I did.
Oh, it got all over my chest.
Just wipe it in. It's good for your pores, man.
Oh,
oof.
Dude, the worst was watching that egg almost make it and then get like blown back out. And I'm like, no, come back to shore. And then it comes back and you're like,
oh my God. Yeah, dude, it's brutal. Oh, geez. It's been a while. Gotta take some ibuprofen now because it's gonna fuck with me. It always does. I hate white stuff all over my chin and chest. Oh my God. Let me get my breath in. Whew.
It's weird because like it's not actually as gross as it looks, but your body tells you should be vomiting right now.
Yeah, exactly. Real quick, let's give some love to our Candyman, Trent Westbrook, Halo Millennium, I love you, Disco Cobra, Parker Lambert, it's been forever, the Squid with a bunch of orange boys, thank you so much. Our Candyman again, Mr. Damn Doc, thank you so much, with a bunch of shit going every direction. Fire PA, our Candyman, I love you. Marcel DeFure, so many people with huge drops today. Monkey Man, I appreciate you. Batgoat with 5 gifted memberships. Master Lions with 5 gifted memberships. Daramuth over on Rumble. Southie, Matt himself. Ryu Kiroto, one of the biggest Rumble days we've had in a long time. I appreciate you guys too much. Love you. The last one of the night, Mr. Jack Murphy. Oh, that white stuff on Nikki's chest. It is so delicious.
Thank you, Jack.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Heels up, big guy. Heels up every time.
Make sure if you're not subscribed, subscribe, because I lost 300 over the Pippin fiasco. And if you're not subscribe to Mr. Nick REKIETA, get on it, doggone it. A lot of fun. A lot of fun. He'll be streaming in 27 minutes unless he's late and gay, which
Probably.
is likely.
Very likely.
Very, very, very likely. So I appreciate you guys so much. I love you. I appreciate you. Billy Hatcher, I don't see your channel available for raid, by the way. Because I see you in the chat, but it's not up for raid for some reason. All I have is 8BE, Good Logic, King Queso, Halo Millennium, Ninny Infinity, and Runkle of the Bailey.
You don't have me?
Yeah, it's on there. Well, it's an upcoming. It's upcoming stream. I can raid Tenma. I could raid Tenma with 1,000 people. Fucking Tenma after she wanted to kill me on Twitter because of the Pippa thing. That'd be fucking hilarious. But yeah. Yeah, I do not see Billy Hatcher on here, man. Or else I'd raid the hell out of you right now. I don't see it. Go to your settings and make sure it's set up so I can raid you again. But until then, we will be going with, let me think. Oh wait, I could just raid. Well, it's pretty early. I guess I could raid you, Nick. I mean, you were nice enough to come here.
I mean, you can raid whoever the hell you want. But I appreciate anybody who wants to watch my show.
Part of me that wants to raid Tim, but I'm not gonna do it. Because she'll be like, "What the fuck, this motherfucker? I'll kill him." Freaking VTubers and their bullshit. So yeah, we're gonna funnel into Mr. REKIETA. I love you. I appreciate you. Billy, make sure you go to your settings because for some reason it's not on there. I don't know why. Because I was just gonna raid y'all ass. Raid Tim. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it, bros. I've caused too much fuckery. 50 likes away, boys. I need you all to spam that like button right now to hit 1K before we log off here. Helps your boy out. Thank you guys so much. Raid Tim on comment. Got him. No, we're not doing that. You guys trying to get me killed. You trying to get me killed? Yeah, I've raided you before, Billy. I don't understand why it's not on there. But yeah, I'll send you a screenshot so you'll see it so you can understand what the hell's going on here. Maybe we'll fix it. Thank you guys so much. Love you. Hit that like button. 40 away. Everybody spam it. Go ham as hell. We're gonna just funnel you in the next stream. He starts in 25 minutes. So make sure you hit his like button as soon as you get there. Wait around. Maybe fix you a fight milk in honor of the boys. And get the hell on it, doggone it. I appreciate you guys so much. DM me, Billy, and I'll help you fix that issue. Jack, love you. Appreciate you guys so much. Appreciate you, Nick, for joining me tonight. A lot of fun. Of course.
Always fun.
And I'll see you probably in 2 days.
Sounds good, brother.
All right. Get the hell on it, doggone it. Say bye, Nick.
Bye.
Peace, everybody.
Peace,
everyone.